Hey everybody, welcome. Today's reading is going to be about love and relationships, everybody's favorite topic. I finally caved and decided that I really wanted to do this one to help all you guys out that are really struggling with relationships right now. I know I am, so I'm excited to see what comes out of this reading. So what I'm deciding is for the groups, I'm using alcohol in tribute to Drunk Tarot to help you guys select a group. So keep in mind, don't pick a drink just because it's something you'd prefer to drink. All these are through intuitive messages, and so what I recommend that you do in order to help tap into your intuition, especially if you're someone that's kind of new and not entirely sure how to connect to the right group, what I recommend is for this particular reading, since it's about a specific person, I recommend picturing that person in your mind. Just really sit and focus on imagining that person. And then whenever you look at the group 1, 2, 3, or 4, see which one you feel more drawn to. At the beginning of each reading, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a brief description of what's going on in the relationship. So if you find that you pick a group and that situation does not apply, it could mean you either need to listen to another group or this is not the video for you. That happens. Only watch something if you feel drawn to it, because otherwise it's not really following your intuition. You're just watching to support me, which I appreciate. However, if you want the best results, listen to your intuition. So anyways, for today, we have Group 1, which is represented by the Voodoo Ranger Juicy Haze IPA. Group 2 is represented by Luna Soul Reposado Tequila. Group 3 is represented by Union Forge Vodka. And Group 4 is represented by the Trogenager Double Bock beer. Alright, so take a moment to sit, imagine the person that you're thinking about and want advice from and messages from Spirit about. Pause the video, and then fast forward to that. I will see you in the reading. Bye! Hello, Group 1. You have chosen the Voodoo Ranger Juicy Haze IPA, and this is going to be your tarot card reading. So I'm going to go ahead and tap into your energy, try to figure out what the situation is going on with you and your person, and then I'm going to give you some advice from Spirit. Alright guys, so I'm having a little bit of difficulty with your energy, because normally right off the bat when it comes to group readings and whatnot, I'm really feeling like this group is either a mixed bag or you're very unsure about your person. Either the person you're thinking about is new or a potential person in your life. I definitely don't get the vibe you're involved with this person. That's the word I'm hearing, is involved. So either they're a stranger to you, you don't know them that well, or there's just kind of a hesitant vibe. Either you're someone who is also kind of closed off in relationships, or this person's closed off. I'm feeling like there's a bit of a mystery vibe, but it's also not like, it's not an intimidating mystery. It's kind of like a warm, welcoming feeling. So either the person that you're thinking about thinks about you occasionally, or there's some kind of, you find them attractive and you just want to browse and see if this person is a potential option to you. I don't really get strong romantic feelings, but I'm definitely feeling like opportunity, new beginnings. It's kind of fresh. It's kind of warm. Like this person makes you feel happy and warm when you're around them. So you're kind of just sitting here getting the vibe, hey, is this a person that I can potentially see as a partner? Some of you might be considering life partner, but I feel like this relationship is fresh and newly budding and has potential, but it's very kind of surface level from what I'm feeling. I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards. I'm going to pull a card for you and then your person to kind of get a little bit more clarity about what's going on. So, Spirit, please provide me with with a card to describe Group 1 and their person. Everybody say hi, Luna. Everybody say hi to Luna Tuna. She decided to join the show for a little bit. All right, so Spirit, please give me a card that represents Group 1 or their person, either one. This is your person, and one for Group 1. Guess not this one. This is Group 1. Yeah, I don't know why, but while I was shuffling those two groups, I was hearing group two. So I don't know if maybe pile two is going to be relevant to you at all, or maybe that's going to be relevant to your other person. To the other person. I'm not sure. But definitely, I feel like there's a closing off energy within this group. So, all right. So I'm going to flip these cards over. So, 1 second. Okay, so I have a feeling that I don't know why, but something about when Luna came up to interrupt, I just had this feeling like you love and attention and giving affection. And I feel like you're a person that sometimes I feel like you're quite rejected often because of it, almost because people don't seem to either understand that's who you are, or maybe you get pushed out a little bit because you're just either... Maybe you sometimes overstep boundaries and not realize it, but it's also because you're a genuine, loving person. But yeah, what I'm getting, so you got the Two of Wands to represent you, and I feel like in your situation, you kind of just... You either want to give this person a hug, or you're kind of... You're sexually attracted to them for sure. There's definitely some kind of a little bit of a sexual tension here, but it's very kind of, again... I'm hearing the word spring, budding, like new, fresh energy. Like, I feel like you're kind of... I don't know why, but I'm feeling you're at a crossroads right now. Either right now, you're not looking for anything serious. You're not looking for a serious partner. This is more of this is more searching for a potential either, like, playmate, like, sexually, or just kind of like a friend that's turned into a potential lover, or there's just some romance blossoming. Maybe it's a coworker, but... I kind of get the vibe that this is kind of just this doesn't have very heavy love energy. Like, if this person left your life tomorrow, you'd be sad about it, of course, but you wouldn't be, crying yourself to sleep every night, like, maybe you'd cry a little bit, but, well, because I feel like you just want to support this person. I feel like, kind of going on to your other person, you got the card Deception, with this creepy looking hand, and I feel like this person... Man, my cats are going nuts in the background. I don't know what it is about the energy right now, but they're wired right now. But I feel like the person that you're interested in, they are putting on a facade. I don't know what their deal is. I definitely feel like you're in a more positive energy in this connection than your person, because your person is... Luna, stop. I feel like your person is deceitful at times. I feel like whether it's intentionally deceptive or not, it's kind of hard to tell, because I feel like this person is just... They're always kind of watching you in the background, but they're definitely trying to put up a front with you. Either they're concealing something from you, something about their past. I don't know. I get the vibe that they have heavy energy, and I kind of get the vibe, group one, that you're the type of person that... When you notice someone that you're attracted to and you kind of can tell that, they're faking being okay, you're like the type of person that rushes in and wants to go, oh, honey, it's okay, or like you want to pat them on the back or give them a hug or whatever, but this person is definitely closed off to you. I feel like in your situation, either you've approached this person and asked how they were doing and they were like, oh, I'm fine, when they're not fine, or... It's kind of funny. I get the vibe that maybe this person sometimes thinks you're annoying when you check on them, because it's almost like they don't really understand that you are coming from a good place, or they're just not willing to receive your energy. And I feel like, kind of like how Luna keeps attacking me during this reading, it's almost like you kind of keep coming in to check on them and you think you're being helpful, but this person's like, no, please get away from me. I don't see you. Like, this person kind of has a air of, they're just closed off and they just don't want your love and attention. And you feel a little bummed out, and so that's maybe that part of the reason why you're coming to this reading, because you want assurance to be like, is this person worth my time, or what's going to happen? But that's in general what I'm kind of seeing. There's just kind of a deception here, and I don't think that this person is entirely closed off to you, because I feel like they're a little bit receptive. Like, maybe you've gone out for drinks with them, maybe you've hung out a little bit or whatever, but you haven't really had too much of an interaction to get to know this person. And maybe you're trying to see, like, well, can I go under the surface? Can I get this person to open up to me a little bit more? Again, I feel like with this decision making here, you're kind of at a crossroads of deciding, is this person worth my time, or am I just going to get hurt again? But okay, so those are the two cards to describe your situation. Now I'm going to get advice from Spirit and kind of just tap into it a little bit more. Alright guys, so you got a fairly minimal amount of cards today. So I feel like you've got a pile that's kind of like messages from your person, and then these are just kind of advice from Spirit. So I'm going to go ahead. Alright, I'm going to do the messages from your person because that keeps calling out to me for some reason. So this is from my personal romance deck, which I hand wrote all these. So, okay, so the cards you got, your person talking to you says, I want to see you fly. I'll support you as you soar. And then you also got, you're an angel in my life. You are my savior. So I'm definitely feeling off the bat that this person can't acknowledge how special you are to them, or there's some kind of like, even though they dislike you trying to check up on them or whatever, I think they do secretly really appreciate it. I think that they're trying to acknowledge to you that they do want to support you, and that, you have a very bright future with or without them. I feel like there's a lot of just this kind of savior energy where you're kind of, when you come into the room, this person has a little bit of a sigh of relief from whatever bullshit they're going through. I definitely feel like this person, regardless of what their background is, despite being closed off, they still are receiving your love and your energy. So if you kind of feel like you're wasting your time on this person, that isn't necessarily true. I feel like this person wants to see you progress. It's just, I really don't feel like it's going to be, I'm not feeling strong romantic reciprocation back. But at the same time, I'm also feeling like every situation's different, and I don't feel like you should necessarily give up on this person. Or just kind of accept that maybe your relationship is not supposed to be a romantic partnership, and maybe you should just leave it the way it is and just enjoy the time you do spend with this person. Because I do feel like this person, it's almost like there's a little bit of a pressure between you two, where this person would probably feel more at ease if you weren't pressuring them for romance, but I don't feel like they can explicitly tell you that. And so it's kind of put a little bit of, you've kind of put them in a little bit of a corner where they're maybe not feeling all that jazz about you, but they do enjoy you. So they're still kind of keeping you around, if that makes any sense. I feel like they're very distracted by life and other things that are going on, and just maybe they have a heavy heart. But, yeah, I think they definitely want to support you, and I think they really do appreciate all the things that you do for them, even if it's not that much. Especially because, like, think about it, if this person's going through a storm, you're kind of that little oasis in the storm, whenever you treat them right or smile or help them out with the small things. Your show of love doesn't have to be some big, grand whatever. If you just want to, because you like this person, want to just keep treating them right, then just keep doing what you're doing. Just don't have a pressure to expect a certain outcome. And I definitely feel that this person is just at least showing you love and admiration and appreciation for you, showing up for them anyway, even though they're not showing up for you. That's definitely the message I'm getting from them. So now I'm going to get messages from Spirit. Oh, shit. Oh, this energy is not good. Sorry, guys. I feel bad for you, Group 1. This is probably not what you want to hear, but ironically, the first card that came out for you of advice from Spirit is you need to hear this. Yeah, and I feel like what you need to hear is that this person isn't emotionally available towards you. I feel like you've missed some signals that this person isn't that interested, and you've been so hopeful or focused on creating a situation where you could make it work when it has nothing to do with you, and it has nothing to do with how you treat them. And I think you need to be careful, because I think you keep attracting the same type of energy where it's always just kind of surface level, but you never take that leap to go towards someone that you actually prefer. I feel like you're kind of like, you go towards anybody that either gives you affection or attention, or you're just staying on the surface level and you just kind of want to be friends and you don't want to really have like deep romantic partners, which, you know, that can be okay depending on what your situation is in life. But just keep in mind that if you want something more, you're going to have to show more and present more and find someone else who's willing to reciprocate with you, especially if this is a woman. I feel like if you're a man watching this and you're trying to approach a girl who is closed off to you, you've tried messaging her, you've tried initiating conversations or whatever, I feel like this is the type of woman that she doesn't always show what she wants and needs, and you need to be strong enough to admit to yourself that this is not a person for you. A woman that, you know, is worthy of you is going to show up and say, yes, I'm very excited for our date, or, oh yeah, you know, she's willing to put forth effort towards you. I feel like, again, for the guys that are watching, you got to be careful because you are the type of person to get screwed by, or you make mistakes of mistaking a person that has feelings for you when really they're just lukewarm, you know, because like you'll be able to tell when a woman is excited to meet you because they're not going to leave you guessing. And you know, and don't play into the stereotypical social games or whatever. Anyone who has to play games to be worth your time is not worth your time, okay? Like they will be upfront and straight with you and will be very visually excited to spend time with you, okay? And I just feel like this isn't a person that is honestly that interested in you. And I feel like you kind of know that, but this is just confirmation. But also to just keep in mind that if you do eventually want that, you gotta kind of watch your patterns too, that you're attracting this. You know, because you don't want to come forth as too strong, but the reality is that if you're passionate for someone, then show them, you know? Like, don't be afraid to say that. And, you know, I know rejection's hard, but honestly, you deserve a partner that's, you know, got a little more spark to them than this person. The next card you got, which I don't know how to explain, but it says, that dude's a rapist, yo. Shit's whack. I feel like you just gotta be careful, guys. Whether you're a guy or a girl, this partner or this person you're kind of interested in may have some trauma wounds that need addressed, or maybe they're an unhealthy person, and that's part of the reason why they're not responding to you is because Spirit's blocking you from having a connection with them. That is a potential. I definitely feel like whatever is causing this barrier with this other person, it definitely has something to do with something that's just not right and not right for you. So you shouldn't really get too bent out of shape about this because, you know, Spirit's going to guide you to where you need to be. All right, so looking at these cards over here, you've got Sunrise, new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. I'll show you the card here. Bear, danger, especially in money matters. Yeah, I definitely feel like this is an emotionally unavailable person, and this person will definitely be the person that will show up to a date, expect you to pay for everything, and then give you nothing later. So just keep that in mind. Heart, love, deep affection, and caring. And then Fly, a period of ill health, depression. Yeah, so definitely I'm feeling like you guys, you know, you may have some heartache of your own that you're going through, but I think this is an important reminder from Spirit to remind yourself of what does it take to actually deserve your love, all right? Like, how much does a person have to put forth towards you? And I'm not talking about the tit-for-tat stuff, because obviously, you know, love in its truest form, you're not going to be sitting there keeping score of how much you're doing for things. But at the same time, you also have to understand within yourself, all right, you're not going to be sitting there running a marathon, you know, busting your butt to go head over heels and put all this effort into a person that's just going to give you breadcrumbs. All right, that's not love, and that's not something you're worthy of. And this is a reminder to yourself to be like, okay, you know, if I'm willing to put forth this much effort into a person, what am I expecting from them in return? You know, how much love should I be feeling from this person? And I think that would be more astute of a way to gauge your relationships is, how much am I feeling loved by this connection? Because if all they give you is love and that's how you feel the best person or best version of yourself, then go for it, you know? And that's where I think you should maybe take a step back and respect yourself, respect your depression, because I feel like you guys also, maybe part of the reason why you're only choosing these types of partners is because maybe you're struggling yourself with something. And I want you to know that, you know, that does make a difference in your dating relationships on who you attract. However, it doesn't mean that you should be putting up with breadcrumbs either. You know, if you can't put out that much, then take time for yourself. and find people who, maybe someone else who struggles with depression, but there's a lot of people that are struggling with depression right now that deserve love just the same as anybody else and can put forth effort into what you need. Again, just watch your money and, this new creative ideas, new ventures, I feel like you're going to be approaching a new phase in your life when it comes to romance, where I think you're going to start to relax a little bit. And I think when you start accepting yourself and stop accepting partners like this, you'll have a more fresh perspective on love, and it's not going to seem as dangerous or scary, or maybe you guys have been kind of screwed a couple times in the past. Like, I feel like either you may have had one or two heartbreaks, or you're just really kind of, maybe you struggle socially. I'm definitely getting a vibe that you guys have a hard time, either the guys have a hard time connecting with women, but even the women, like, they don't really understand themselves. Either you're attracting partners that don't understand themselves or vice versa. I can't really tell. Maybe the people in group 2 will have a little more clarity for you, or maybe you should look towards group 2. I don't know, that number keeps coming back, but yeah, you guys just need to, take care of your mental health, take care of your heart, and just understand that it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with that other person not being available, and it doesn't mean you won't find love. It's just a matter of maybe taking that time to reflect and say, hey, I expect this amount, and look for people that, treat things that they love well. Like, for example, pick somebody who has a hobby that's maybe similar to you, and if they're putting forth effort into their hobby, then that's a sign that they were probably willing to put forth effort into their relationships too. Like, you're not going to meet a photographer who goes like, oh yeah, I love photography, but like they bring out their smartphone and they're just taking pictures of their salad at Wendy's, versus the person who says, hey, I love photography, and they go out and they take pictures at weddings. They go hiking and take beautiful pictures. They go and you know what I mean? Like, there's a huge difference between the casual photographer who's just saying it and the person who says, yeah, no, I love it. I'm going to spend not 200. Their cameras are obviously more expensive than that. But like, spending like, $500, $600 on a good camera because they want to take good photos. They're putting that energy into it because they love it, and that's how they get something out of it. So you want to be someone else's $600 camera, all right? That's just some food for thought, especially for those of you that maybe you kind of struggle on social cues. Pay attention to those types of things, and I think you'll go a long way. Again, I don't feel like this person was going to make or break you, but just be careful and, use your head and your heart at the same time, and just relax. I feel like another person is going to come around eventually. But if you do want to continue seeing this person, I think they'll appreciate your presence in their life regardless. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this reading. Peace out, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, everyone. You've chosen Group 2, which is the tequila. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'm going to start pulling some cards to see what's going on with your love situation. Just letting you guys know, there was a little bit of a connection between Group 1 and Group 2 already. For some reason, Group 1 was thinking about Group 2, so you might want to check that out in case, but if it doesn't resonate at the beginning, then I wouldn't recommend reading it. I wouldn't recommend watching it just because I don't want to waste your time. But anyways, though, what I'm going to do is I'm going to first start off the reading with kind of describing what's going on in your situation, and then I'm going to get some advice from Spirit to kind of help you through with what you're dealing with. So already off the bat, Group 2, I feel like you've got really sparky energy, or you just have like a joy with life. I don't know what your deal is something about you guys, I feel like you guys attract a lot of attention. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Either you're the party folks, you're the popular folks, or you just have a way of, you attract people, but there's something like you attract romantic partners or people that are either secret admirers, or you're watched a lot. Like, I feel like you're kind of like sometimes almost paranoid, because you're kind of like, do people actually like me, or is this kind of just a thing? Like, is this a phase? I don't know if this person really likes me. I feel like you're really not confident, or you don't have a lot of self-reassurance, which is kind of ironic, because you're you present yourself in a way that is very attractive to a lot of potential mates, and I feel like you don't see any of them. Yeah, I don't know. You guys seem like really cool people. I feel like you're fun at parties, or you're somebody that, you just don't give yourself a lot of credit, or you don't acknowledge your own attractiveness. And in terms of like your person, that's a whole can of worms. Oh God. All right, I'm gonna pour a little tequila for myself, because I already just felt that one's gonna be. This one's gonna be a doozy. All right, guys. Cheers. Whew. Alright, guys, I'm going to pull a card for representing you and your person. So, for your person, this is going to be them. And then which one's going to be you? Oh man, I feel like you and the person you're thinking of, you're polar opposites. Or this is a person that doesn't want, I'm hearing like doesn't want to be twins, doesn't want, like, I feel like your person is just, I'm hearing like a stubborn ass. Damn, okay. Okay, I don't know how the affiliation with group 1 is here, but like, damn, I don't get it. But yeah, I feel like I haven't even flipped these cards over, but I'm already feeling like, you, group 2, you're sitting there looking at your person and going, what the actual fuck? Why is he doing this? Why is she being a stubborn bitch? I don't, there's a lot of like cussing, a lot of repercussive like words. Oh God, alright, here we go. Alright. Oh no! Okay, so the card that represents you is regret. And then the card that represents your person is envious. And I feel like this is just a perfect match. Like, I feel like you guys' energy matches so perfectly, but in the wrong ways. And you're both so frustrated with each other that it's kind of just like your heads keep banging off each other and you're like, why does this person do this? Like, goddamn. Man, wow. All right, there's a lot of fiery energy, you guys. Again, maybe it's the shot of tequila I just did, but I'm already feeling off the bat. This is going to be a spicy reading. Yeah, so for you guys, like, you either regret saying something to this person. I feel like you beat yourself up repeatedly when you think about this person. Like, either there's, like, a pattern in your relationships where you have acted out in a certain way that has chased people away. So when you found this person, you acted the same way and you're like, oh damn, there she goes. And then suddenly, she's still there. Oh fuck, oh shit, she's still there. Or maybe if this is a guy and you're the woman, or it doesn't really matter. This is, you can be bi or whatever is going on, you're sexual or gay or whatever. But like, I feel like, if you're like the female looking at the male, he's just a stubborn asshole. Like, that's what I keep feeling, is it's almost like this, you've tried to apologize, you've tried to say what you needed to say, but this person is not reciprocating. And they still it's either they like bother you, or you're bothered by them not being bothered, that you're bothered, or like, I don't know. It's kind of weird because like this person, you have your face in your hands, and this person is like, I'm sorry, like she's looking, which one does fuck? All right. Yeah, maybe I'm drunk already. All right, whatever. Anyways, but she is looking at this person and she's sitting here going like, what the fuck is he doing over there? And he's just like, oh my God, I'm such a terrible person. Why did I say that? What am I doing? I'm a failure. I don't get why other people keep sliding in my DMs, because I'm a terrible piece of shit, because my person doesn't want me at all. And this person is just sitting here like, what? I didn't even notice what you're going through. I've got my own shit going on. I mean, I'm kind of just waiting, hearing things, listening, kind of passive, like, I don't know if this person's alright. Does this person want to go out, or does this person just secretly like, have a crush on me? Like, what is going on here? Like, damn. All right, there's a lot of miscommunication between this group and these two people already. And again, I just keep seeing your person staring at you, and I mean like staring intently because they're trying to sort out their feelings, sort out your situation because they don't know how to approach you and they don't want to say anything that'll scare you off, but they're also kind of sitting there like, well, she's with somebody else, or I sense she's interested in somebody else, so I don't think I should say anything, I think. Or he's sort of going through something, and I don't really know if I should say anything. Meanwhile, you're just sitting here like, gross crying. Okay, enough of that. But I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards, and we'll see what advice from Spirit there is, any messages. Yeah, already off the bat, you're going to get some songs. So I have an unfinished song deck that I started, yes or no? Yeah, I have an unfinished song deck that I started writing, so if you don't recognize any of these songs, they are not common, so I'll put links to them in the description, but otherwise, I'm not going to be offended if you are like, oh, you have poor taste in music, and I'm like, well, I don't give a shit, because that's not a thing, because I like all kinds of music. I take specific songs because of their words and how they make me feel, so... and this is the first time I've ever had this deck in a public reading, so take that for what you will. That's a sign that y'all need to really hear some stuff, I think. Sorry guys, I'm like feeling like your cards, like there's not enough coming out. Like I feel like there's like a surprise or a secret. Alright, this feels good now. Okay, alright. God, I don't even know where to begin because you guys have a complicated situation. That much I can tell you because there's a lot of, like, unspoken truths between the two of you, and, like, you just need the truth, but I don't think you actually need the truth. You keep saying you need the truth, but I don't think you actually want to know it. And you don't want to see it, because I think that's why Spirit has been holding this relationship back from you, because I feel like these are two people that don't understand what they want, fundamentally. Like, you say you know what you want, but you're saying you want this other person, but you don't actually want this other person. You want what you're predisposed to thinking about this person. Like, this person isn't necessarily what you picture in your mind, first of all. Like, I'm just gonna rip that Band-Aid off now, but I feel like, though, it doesn't matter because I do feel like your connection's real. So it's not like you're attracted to this person for no reason. Like I feel like there just needs to be more clarity in the situation, and you both don't know how to approach each other right to make the situation work. So I'm going to start with your Twin Flame Journey Shadows cards. Alright, so once again, we've got Envious that came out. We've got Stagnant. And then we've got Escapist. And I feel like with this connection right off the bat, it's very clear. There's a lot of escapism energy with... You're channeling this person through your life, almost kind of like a rinse and repeat. I don't know why, but something about this person, like this person matters to you, and not just matters in a way that's kind of like you put them up on a pedestal, but I think this person is important and has a space in your life. However, in big red letters on this, you're using it as a form of escapism, and it's kind of like you're cycling through, almost like I'm seeing a rushing river where it's moving way too fast. You just want to hurry up to the end where we get married and have babies and blah, 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 and then we're done, and then you don't think about what's happening after. And I feel like you use this person as an escape to get away from your daily problems. You don't want to focus on your problems. You don't want to admit that you have stuff to work on yourself. And I mean, it's not saying that you don't admit that you have things to work on. It's that this person is an escapist and you are an escapism. And I feel like you like the whole idea of chasing a person that falls out of your grasp. You like the idea of a person who is capable of escaping, so then you can create that self-fulfilling prophecy that you were not meant to be loved and you were not meant to find happiness. Bitch, tell me that I'm wrong. All right? Like that is essentially what I'm feeling is you want this person to escape. So when they actually show up for you, you're kind of like caught with your pants down because they're like, "Hey, I actually want to sit and work on these things with you." And you fundamentally don't know what to do. Like this person is the type of person that I feel like if they honestly came towards you, they would give you honest feedback and they wouldn't reject you right away because they understand exactly what you're going through. And you're not used to that. I feel like you're the kind of person that you're used to always being labeled as the fucked up kid, the person that always has trauma and whatnot. And so you find a person that is a good match for you and makes you happy and does all these beautiful, amazing things in their life, and you want to be a match to that, but you're stubborn and you don't want to release the fact that you don't want those things because you don't want to succeed in your own life. You know, like there's this stagnant energy of you're like, why is this relationship stagnant? Why is this relationship stagnant? And you're envious because you're watching this person be with other people. You're watching them grow and change without you. And that's part of the reason why you think they've escaped your grasp when honestly they haven't. This person has not stopped thinking about you since they met you. And this is regardless if they are a guy or a girl, okay? But I feel like you are envious of the progress they're making, and that's why you can't stop watching them. You can't stop watching them because you want to see them fail so then they can get back onto your level. And that's fundamentally not the case. All right? That this is a lie you were telling yourself so that way you can continue to self-sabotage yourself in your relationships, especially with a relationship like this one, because you want this one to happen. All right? I'm going to tell you right now. You know this person's either a soulmate, a special person, doesn't matter if if they are your do or die or whatever the heck, but you clearly want this person, but you are rejecting this person because you don't want to see the fact that you are messing things up towards yourself. You know, and this person I feel like doesn't know how to come towards you and approach you because you don't want to be successful with them. Like you keep saying it, like a piece of your brain's like, I need it, but then you're not imposing restrictions on yourself whenever it comes time to like, you self-sabotage. Or like whenever it comes time to like to approach this person, or when you see this person, you hide your true self. And it causes you to cut off a piece of it's almost like cutting off your leg in front of another person and expecting them to be like, oh, poor baby, he's sawing off his leg again, and goddamn, I mean, I hate when that leg sawing off syndrome happens. Like, fuck no. This person watches you sawing off your own leg, trying to impress them or trying to show how pitiful you are, and they're gonna be like, no, fucking crazy, what are you doing? That is how you're coming across to this person, all right? And I'm not here to embarrass you. I'm here to tell you the truth. And this is a positive thing because I want you to understand this person gives a shit about you. And they're tired of watching you saw your leg off, your own leg off. And they want to be with you, but they don't want to be a part of your bullshit. That is another thing that you need to understand is that, you know, you can't keep lighting yourself on fire and expecting them to keep putting it out because this is a person that won't put up with that shit for very much longer. All right? They're watching you and they're waiting for you to either make a change or make a statement to them. Like, I feel like you haven't communicated how you feel towards this person, which is surprising considering how strong your feelings go toward this person. Now, I do get the vibe that, like, even the thought of you admitting your feelings or your truth to this person literally causes your throat to like, or your tongue to be swallowed back in your throat and dry out. I mean, you're literally hearing me stumble over my words right now, even thinking about it. So I get it. But you have to put yourself out there at some point or it will never happen. That is what Spirit is trying to tell you, is that you don't have to worry or be afraid about rejection from this person. This person wants to be with you and they're standing there waiting for you to approach them, but in a way that is approachable. All right? So maybe you have tried to subtly hint to this person that you care about them, but you haven't communicated it or it has not come across in a way that says, hey, I'm committed to making myself a healthier version so I can sustain a relationship with you. Like, this is a person, again, if this is a woman, I have a feeling that this is a very stubborn woman too. because I feel like you're a stubborn person, but like this is a stubborn person that will not accept you and your bullshit if you continue to try and test their patience and their love. And it's not because they don't want to be with you, it's because they've tried and tried with people like this in the past and they can't sustain that anymore. And it's not you, it's just what they've experienced, and they're honestly right, because if you continue to self-sabotage in front of them, that's all they're going to see. They're not going to see the love you put forth towards them. They're not going to see all the amazing, wonderful things that you do in your everyday life that you won't acknowledge are good things about you. And those are the things that they love about you. But if you treat them like shit, if like you treat the things that they love about you like shit, then they're not going to want to be around you, because the piece of you that they love isn't coming forth. And that's what they want to come out of you. And that's what you need to hear. All right, I'm going to move on. Shit, you got your ass handed to you today, group 2. Man, I honestly hope that this helps you, because I feel like this person has been missing you for quite a while. And I don't know if they're starting to turn away towards someone else and maybe you're panicking, which I don't think you should panic, but like definitely you should start taking this seriously, because I don't think this person's going to wait forever. They don't give me that vibe. But this is solid advice for you. All right, so for the fortune cards, you got Vine, which says seek out information that will help you. Sunrise, new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. Elephant, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. And then Peacock, beware of great pride. All right, so what I'm feeling, the advice from Spirit with you and your person is, oh my God. All right, well, I'm a little tipsy right now, so I'm gonna let it rip. I'm sorry in advance, because I realize that I really speak in harsh terms to you guys, and I don't mean to, but I hope it wakes you up, because you know, you need to hear this. You need to shut the fuck up. Group 2, all right? I have a feeling that you just really need to just sit, shut up, and let yourself be loved by this person. That is really what I'm feeling, is that you have such a hard time allowing yourself to be loved. You're so focused on what other people think of you, or there's this like persona or perception you're trying to keep up, and this person does not give a flying shit about the person you're pretending to be, okay? They have never given a shit about that from the beginning when they first met you, and they have not continued to feel that way, because this is not that type of person. I realize that maybe you are around a bunch of fake people in your work environment, in your family life, in your past, relationships. This is not a fake person, and this person can see right through you. And yes, they do care about you. A fuck ton, a shit ton, whatever ton you want to use. You need to get an idea of who this person actually is, because I feel like some of you are also putting this person on a pedestal, and this person, as much as they love you, they're not honestly maybe always the healthiest person. Now, I feel like they'll be good for you in the long run, in the long term, and I think that's why you're attracted to them. And that's why you're attracted to this reading. However, I feel that you put them on a pedestal. You have a tendency to overlook this person's flaws. And I think you should be asking around to find out, okay, who is this person actually like? Talk to their best friend. Become friends with either their best friend, some of their closer friends, or people that have just interacted with them. Because I feel you are the person that you will idealize and not ask enough questions. And so I feel like in terms of this relationship, you need to understand who this person is in order to come across as authentic to them. Because this person does not like inauthentic people. And I don't feel like you are trying to be inauthentic. However, you have a wall up. Again, because I feel like you get a lot of attention from others. You are a person that you're overwhelmed in your social setting. You're overwhelmed in your personal life. And so you're trying to keep up appearances, and you think this person likes that, but they really don't. And then also seek out some information for yourself to get some feedback about how you come across to others, especially in romantic relationships. Ask your bros, ask your hoes, ask your mother, ask your father. Say hi to Luna. I don't know. Just go talk to some people and get some more information about what's actually going on here. The next card, you got Sunrise, new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. I feel like you can create a fresh start with this person. However, you have to be careful about how you come across to this person, because they already have a preconceived notion of you and what they've been seeing. And if you are willing to put in the work and effort to make this relationship work, that means there will be personal changes involved, which will be for your better. I'm not saying that, like, if you change for this person, you will probably be better off. And this person can help you with your demons. Maybe not the best person, but definitely not the worst person, depending on who you are. Some of you, this may be a love interest that is your spouse. Or maybe they're a person that you just really feel strongly towards, and you're just going through a momentary blip where you just really love this person. Whatever your case, the creativity that you guys hold together, like, there's a certain amount of... I feel like there's memories you both deserve to create with each other, and you make each other happy, And I mean, like, you're only on this earth for a very short time, so I don't see the sense in neglecting having a good experience with a person just because you love them. It doesn't matter how short it is. I think this person matters to you, and I think you should respect that and respect your feelings towards them. Because obviously you wouldn't be as desperate to find out about what's going on in their life. I'm just saying, I have a feeling you got a little bit of that desperation. Not gonna lie. Anyways, all right, so elephant. A long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. And I feel like that's definitely, this person is part of your journey. I feel like she or he, whoever this person is definitely a person who is a significant other that is helping you grow in a lot of ways and question your life path, the story you've been telling yourself, like all of these wisdoms that you accepted from your parents, from your peers, are totally wrong when it comes to this person. Everything you have tried to get this person's attention subtly is not working, okay? And I feel like this is a person that if you want real, if you want the love that you keep preaching and saying you want and telling yourself over and over again, this is my person, then go fucking get it, man. Or her. Like, go get them. Like, and I think, like, there is a little bit of genderism that is holding you both back, because I feel like you both have expectations of how the opposite sex should respond, especially in terms of if you're straight. I have a feeling this group is straight, so I'm going to use those terms, but if you're gay, take what applies. However, I am definitely feeling that this group, you guys are so reliant on what other people think that you stop giving a fuck about the relationship in itself. Like, you guys have something pure and real, and what you gotta do is you gotta stop listening to advice from people that don't have happy, successful relationships. You are listening to advice from people that don't want to be themselves. All right? They can't be themselves, and they never have been themselves. So why the fuck are you listening to their advice and asking them for help and assistance? Just saying. Okay, so the next card with Peacock, beware of great pride. I feel like you do have to take your ego down a peg when it comes to this person, because this is a person that I'm looking back to this mermaid, whatever. Again, if it's a guy or a girl, whoever it is, they are stubborn as hell. And they are somebody that you have to put your pride aside and be willing to admit that you are wrong. Admit your faults and be able to say, I'm willing to work on this and actually mean it. This is a no bullshit person that can't be bothered by your excuses. I mean, I feel like this person will hold you up to a standard that you have been needed to be held up to, that your family and your past partners did not hold you up to. That's because this person is a higher quality than what you are used to. And that is a good thing. Okay, that's why you're attracted to this person. And that's why I feel you're either a little desperate for their attention, or you don't understand why you keep failing with this person. Or you think you're failing, but this person doesn't think you are. But they're not noticing how you think of things, if that makes any sense. It's almost like, I see it as like the guy who, like, you're all in a bar, and you're the guy that, like, tries to show off how strong he is. So he's, like, trying to, like, pick up the jukebox in the corner drunkenly with all of his friends, and he's keeps looking over his shoulder to see if she's going to notice. And meanwhile, the girl at the bar who he's trying to attract does not notice him fucking at all, because she's like, why are those people over there making noise? Like, okay, whatever. And is, like, looking at her phone and hanging out with her friends. Meanwhile, all the girls that, like, like that sort of shit are, like, swarming you, and you're sitting there going, like, God damn it, I don't want these girls. I want the one sitting at the bar who's not paying attention to me. This is why. It's because you gotta swallow your pride and start acting like an adult rather than a person that is just going to act out to get attention from somebody. Like, this person doesn't want to play those games, and you got to be willing to be vulnerable. And, that's something that you have to understand, that in order to have good, healthy relationships, or relationships that are meaningful and fulfilling, you have to be willing to sacrifice some vulnerability. You have to be willing to be hurt a little bit and put yourself out there. This is why intuition is so important, because if you feel that you won't fail with this person, or if you feel that this person feels the same way about you and you feel strongly connected, then you shouldn't be beating yourself up on whether you should approach them or not. You should do it. And even if they reject you and you're wrong, it doesn't matter, because you listen to that feeling. And those feelings will eventually guide you to the person that you need to be with. Because I can tell you that this person, even if they don't want to be with you, which I think is highly, highly unlikely, very unlikely, I feel like this person, that experience is all about you putting yourself out there and saying, I'm going to be strong and I'm going to put myself out there even if I know that I'm wrong. And even if this person is not going to receive me, I'm doing it because I love myself and I want someone and a partner that loves me exactly how I am and not this front I try to put up to impress other people. Because I feel like you're used to getting attention from things that are not actually from you being you. It's from you behaving in a certain way, and other people have supported that behavior. Which is a little unfortunate, because I feel like there's probably some patterns that you have not been made aware don't attract good people, but no one has told you that because you're getting so much attention from unhealthy people. And it's very hard, especially if people are not willing to be honest with you. Again, if you're famous, successful, popular, whatever your thing is, like, I feel like people are not very honest about you or are honest with you when you're behaving in a way that's undesirable. Because people that like people and just forgive all their flaws all the time are not necessarily good people to have around you all the time. You need people that are grounded that will say, hey, man, that was out of line. Hey, I don't think that behavior is really appropriate. Or maybe you're sitting there going like, hey, maybe you shouldn't talk that way towards these guys or these girls, like this doesn't come across right and I don't feel good about it. Just, you need people like that in your life to balance you out. All right, I'm going to do the songs next because I need to keep moving. Okay, so the two songs you got, I don't have this written down. I'm going to put links in the description so you guys can listen to this, but it's like this is that one pop song that goes like, Shawty's like a melody in my head, can't get it out, got me singing like, na 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 every day, like my iPod stuck on replay. Yeah, I think it's replay, or it's whatever, but I didn't write it down, but that song. And then the other one is a song called Dawn by Echo Black. And I'm going to just read the words because the whole song's not like this, but this particular lyric stuck out to me. It says, hush little baby, don't say a word. One day you're going to change this world. And if they choose to walk around blind, one day you're going to change their minds. And I feel like with this person, you've changed their mind on a few things. I feel like this person's thoughts are stuck on you a little more than they're willing to admit to themselves or their friends. I feel like you are a person that you've changed this person's world and you've changed other people's worlds. And I think that this person views you as a person who can accept and understand them for who they are, but also like there's like a side of them or a piece of them that is not understood by many people. I feel like this person holds this side of themselves back from a lot of other people, but you just so happen to be a person that can understand it and see it. And again, I feel like if you guys are extroverted, that would not surprise me at all. But I feel like you're the type of people person that you see a lot of people all the time and you kind of see the same thing over and over and you come to expect it. So when you meet a person that's withheld or withdrawn, you used to be frightened by that, but this person instead draws you in. And you keep wanting to like open this person up and find out what is that thing that is causing me to like them. Why am I obsessed with them? Why does this person really just set me off? And I feel it's because this person, really does have a connection with you in a way that they're concealing a piece of themselves that reflects a piece of you that you have not accessed. And you want to access it, but you can't do it without someone else's help. And this person definitely can do that for you. I just feel like you gotta approach it in a different way. And I think it's because you also don't approach that side of yourself because a lot of other people have shunned it and shunned the behavior that is affiliated with this piece of you. And so you gotta look outside of yourself a little bit, but also look internally. It's kind of like seeing how this person plays into your eternal story and vice versa. But I don't know. I feel like you should give this person a shot. I really do. I feel like this is a person that, is attractive, is attracted to you, and I feel like you both have an influence over each other that you both don't recognize outright. You don't say it, but you kind of both know. Again, I keep seeing the woman, she keeps looking over her shoulder, almost like she's waiting. And I feel like this guy or this girl has been waiting for you for a while to say or do the things that will, or like hit the right buttons or key lock combination that will bring them forward. To say it's safe to approach me. Because right now I feel like you don't come across as safe to this person to approach you. All right. Oh man. Shit. All right, I'm sorry. I'm gonna start with these first 4 cards. So this is from Papa Deck, my big old personally written out deck. I think I had mentioned earlier, maybe in group 1, but for this song deck, this is an incomplete deck that I started, so not all the songs are very popular or well known, but they are words and lyrics that I affiliate with. But anyway, so with Papa Deck though, the first 3 cards stood out to me the most. The first one is you are consenting to this. The second one is you need to hear this. God. And then talk about consent. Yeah, so I feel like there's something about your energy that drives this person bonkers. And it probably has something to do with the fact that if you're an extrovert and you're watching this, you are coming across way too strong and coming across in a way that is not approachable by this person. All right, I'm going to tell you right now, either this person is an extroverted introvert or an introvert or somebody who is really just not open to your behavior. I feel like you have a tendency to sometimes come across as either obnoxious or you don't really understand consent in terms of like, so like you think when you walk up to the bar and you talk to a pretty girl and you're talking to him and you're talking to him or her and you're saying things that they appreciate the attention. Because that's what you feel like. You want someone to come across that way to you. This person is the exact opposite. Like if you came up to them at the bar and tried talking to them and start giving them compliments, they would just shut you down so fast, and you would be sitting there going like, well, I guess that person's a bitch, or I guess this person's not open. And that's not the case. It's that this person, needs to be approached in a way that, consent has to be, a fundamental part of your interactions with them. And when I say that, I mean consenting in the sense that, hey, if you say, hey, I really like your top, if this person smiles and responds, say, oh, thank you, and genuinely seems to want to talk to you, I mean, like, that takes a level of social skill, which I feel like you have, but, like, if you compliment this person's outfit and they are kind of like, oh, yeah, thanks, and then they go back to talking to their friend, that means they're not interested, okay? Like, this person is sensitive because this person has been harassed by people, maybe has dealt with unsavory people in the past, and I think either you come across as too strong or you just need a little bit more help understanding that that just because you're popular with other people, your behavior is not always popular with everybody. And I think maybe that's something no one has ever told you, but it's something that you need to hear, okay? And it's because, again, consent is an individual thing, and it always has to do with the fact that, okay, if a person tells you no, either directly or indirectly, it means it's a no, okay? And, there's definitely plenty of resources out there to learn about consent, but this is a person that I feel has very strong boundaries, and that they've been hurt in the past, and that they're not shutting you out because they don't want you, they just want you to address and behave in accordance to their boundaries. So like if you're the guy that you come across as, oh yeah, I know how to talk to girls, or I know how to talk to whatever, you walk up and talk to this person, it doesn't work, that just means that you are not doing the right key lock combination. This person needs you to show them that you are willing to stop if you tell them no. Okay? Like that is what, they're really looking for, is that, hey, does this person care if my feelings are hurt? Does this person care about going slow? Or does this person care about just my appearance and wanting to have sex with me? Or does this person just want to, waste my time? Does this person want something more from me? Or are they just looking for a friend? Like, this person needs a little more information from you in order to tell that you genuinely love this person, and that you're not just trying to hook up with them. Because I feel like this is a person that does not casually hook up. So if that's what you've been feeling, which I don't think you have been, just let you know that that is not the case, and that's why you've probably been unsuccessful. All right, next card. You are royalty, act like it. Yeah, I don't know what I'm getting from this group, but I definitely feel like an immaturity vibe. I feel like you're a group that sometimes you come across as mature, but you don't always. And I don't think you realize it. I think you're unwilling to admit that you have some growing to do in terms of romantic relationships and also just personal boundaries. I don't know if you are the type of person that you get attention from saying something inappropriate and then other people respond to it, and so you see that as positive, but this person is a person that is maybe a little more classy and kind of views that as derogatory and does not take that as like, oh, hey, I'm just having fun. They're being like, oh, this is a derogatory person that either doesn't treat men or women right, or kind of like you're getting artificial attention from crappy people. And I think when you start getting attention from better quality people, you're not going to treat yourself or not say the things or say them in ways that you have been in the past. Like, I think you need to have a little more self-respect. And I think that's why, like, this person definitely, I feel, has higher standards than you do. No offense. I'm saying this with love. Okay, but I'm saying that this person, like, they have a regalness to them. And maybe that's why you're attracted to them. But, like, part of what royalty is it's not pretentiousness. It's about saying that I have boundaries and I'm not going to put up with stuff that makes me feel uncomfortable. And I'm not putting up with behavior that is given to just everybody. I am royalty. I am someone who I'm in charge. I have a limited amount of time. I have quality things in my life that I need to protect. And I'm not wasting my time with people that just throw themselves out there with just anybody. Because not just anybody is going to treat me like royalty. And I think you need to treat yourself that way. And that's not being pretentious. That's protecting yourself. Pretentiousness is saying, I have a bunch of money and you are beneath me. That is not what this person is saying. They're not saying you're beneath me. If anything, they're saying I am worthy of being treated well and you deserve that too. And if you don't feel that way, then we're probably not in alignment. That's really kind of all it is, And I feel like you've put up with stuff for attention and you've been seeking attention more than actual people that treat you well. And I think you deserve better. So even if you don't end up with this person, even though this person wants you to end up with them, I think that you should, evaluate some of these things because I think that's important that you know. Okay, next card. We're all growing, have patience. And I feel like you should acknowledge that this person is also growing. I feel like this person has been hurt before, either for varying degrees of hurt, either, again, by a rapist or... Because I feel like when consent comes out twice in a reading, that to me tells me, oh yeah, someone has definitely... This person has said no to a person in the past, and another person has said, I don't give a shit, and has run over their boundaries and killed their relationship with the opposite sex, same sex, whatever it is. And I think you need to have a little more patience with this person because you are growing and they are growing too. And they want to grow with you. And part of that growing means being able to say, hey, I'm willing to try something else, and understand that maybe they're not going to respond and react the way you expect them to. But if you really want this person, and I mean, I'm not talking about like, oh, I feel very, very attracted or very, very, very strongly. I'm saying like, if you're sitting there willing to wait in the rain for this person, if you're willing to take time out of your day, like if you got to take a half day to go help this person move or do any of those types of behavior, then that means you really do like them. You're willing to sacrifice something. And so you should have patience with this person as well as yourself during this process as you learn to grow in this relationship. Because I feel like regardless if you date this person, you're going to gain a lot of information. They're acting this way to fit in. Yeah, and I feel like you do this a lot. This person does it in their own way. I feel like they don't want to fit in, and that's part of the reason why they act this way. Almost like they're resistant to being in the spotlight, and so you're kind of like the opposite of them. And I feel like this envy... It's interesting that card says envious, because I really feel like you're more envious of them than they are of you. And I think you're envious because they are not upset by you... they're not upset by, your behaviors or whatever. They're kind of, unmotivated to act. They're just kind of doing their own thing. And I think you envy that peace of mind because you've been spending your whole time trying to live up to people's expectations, and this person doesn't need to. And you're sitting there going like, damn, like that girl's sexy as hell, and that guy is sexy as hell. He's sitting there chill at the bar. Doesn't seem to be that distraught or whatever. I mean, maybe they got their own thing going on, but they're not that, unwavered by the fact that you're trying to behave a certain way. And that's because they don't care about fitting in. Because a lot of people that try to fit in don't honestly want to be themselves. They just focus on everything that's around them. And this person is secure in themselves that they want to be themselves. And I think that you're a strong enough person that you can do that. It's just I think you've not attracted those people because you're still dealing with this insecurity. And you're worried about what other people think of you if you try to be yourself. But guess what? There's plenty of support systems for whatever version of yourself that you are. So even if your parents are mad at you, like I feel like especially if you're a younger crowd that relies on parents' money or whatever, you don't have to outwardly be yourself, but you can still start doing that work, as early as you want to. This situation is hella complicated. It's probably going to stay that way. Yeah, I have a feeling that, you two have a lot of your own baggage to work through. And in order for this connection to start growing, you got to start fessing up to your own shit, and they need to start being willing to open up more. So maybe start manifesting that, because as long as you both are putting in effort, this can work. But if you're both not working on that, then it's going to be hard to make this relationship a reality. Others rely on you too much simply because you let them get away with it. Let's get real. Yeah, so I feel like, again, because you're trying to play either Mr. or Mrs. Popular, you have a tendency to let go of your own needs and boundaries in order to, again, fit in. And you need to stop that, because the people that will support you will tell you to, hey, stop giving money to people that don't give anything back to you, or blow their money on drugs, or, things that are not important, and then continue coming back asking you for money. That's not your place. You're not their parent. So make sure that you are setting those boundaries up and, stop letting people get away with treating you like shit. This person will respect you more and be able to see that, okay, if they put themselves out there, they don't want to be giving you money or things that are precious to them, and then you go and give it to a random ass stranger that, is clearly going to blow it on crack. I'm sorry, there's generosity, but there's also being stupid. You know what I mean? So, I'm going to do that one last. I can't live life without you. Life without you is hell. Shit. I feel like this person really does miss you. And maybe they're going through their own thing. And maybe that's part of the reason why they're maybe not as receptive to you right now, because they are tackling their own personal hell. But I feel like they're looking over your shoulder. I keep seeing that. They want you in your life. Yeah, they want you in their life. And yeah, I definitely feel that, This dude's a rapist, yo. Shit's whack. Yeah, definitely there's a energy going on in both of your dynamics where consent is very, very important here, and understanding that, if you get rejected by a person, it's not because they don't love you, okay? If someone is trying to come on to you or vice versa, you should not put up with somebody's advances just because you want to come across as popular, because you need sex, whatever. The only time that you should accept a person's contact sexually, physically, whatever, is if you want it. If you don't want it, then say no, and there is no fucking shame in saying no. I feel like sometimes you accept physical interactions with people because you want to fit in, because either you're attractive, you're popular, you're trying to fit in, that's what people, they react positively to you. But the reality is if you don't want it, you shouldn't be saying yes. Point blank. No exceptions. I don't care if it's family. I don't care if it's friends. I don't care if it's romantic interest. And this person understands that, but you don't. Okay? And that's very blunt, but you need to hear it, group 2. And that's where, again, if a person tells you no, respect their no. If you do not back off after saying no, then you do not deserve their time or attention. All right? And that's something that I feel like you were maybe never taught no in a healthy way, because of the fact that maybe they just flipped out on you, or maybe they just walked away without saying anything or whatever. But you need to understand that if a person is not saying yes, then it's a no. Okay? And do not try to play with gray areas, because that can get you in trouble. That can put the other person in a position. Just don't fuck with that. And besides, you should, again, this person wants you and will be clear with you. There's one thing I can tell you about this person's energy. They will be very abundantly clear with you that they want you, because this person understands consent. and this person is willing to say, okay, I want you to do this to me, but I don't want this. And all you got to do is follow that. If you don't follow that, then this person is not going to follow you. Point blank. Because they have those boundaries, and you should have them too. Because just because other people touch you and whatever, and you're okay with certain things, are you actually okay with them? Ask yourself. And if you are, okay, cool. But this person has different boundaries than you. And that's okay. You're allowed to have separate boundaries than them. That's all this is saying. And if this triggers you, then you should probably sit there and ask yourself why, because, personal freedom and personal choice is important, and, not everyone has the same experiences, and it's okay. You're allowed, like, if you're a person that's touchy-feeling, you want to touch everybody, cool. If this person doesn't, cool. That's okay, because that's both your individual choices, all right? But that needs to be respected. And if you can't respect that, then don't even consider this person. And maybe that's something you should learn too, because maybe you're chasing off other healthy people that, understand that. And maybe they like your behavior, but because that consent thing is out of line, they're not willing to come for you. And then finally, I know that was a little harsh and maybe triggering for some of you, but the final card you got was you deserve to give yourself love and patience. And I think, while you're trying to figure out your situation with your person, I feel like you've been kind of desperate for their person or desperate for love, and you see this person as a solution. But I think really right now, you should give yourself love and just have patience. By saying that, I mean that you should be telling yourself that I am loved regardless of what this other person thinks. I will be patient as I work through my own issues. I am not stuck in this relationship. All right. I am not stuck waiting for anybody. I'm not stuck being unable to work on my issues. I'm not stuck where I'm at with whatever I decide. You have complete control, and you can decide every single day how you want to make that look better. And you know what? Don't be ashamed of yourself. If you are a person that struggles with consent, that's okay. All right. I'm going to be the first person to tell you that, but it's okay because it's complicated. It's confusing. It's things that people are not taught when they should be taught. All right. Anyways, guys, this reading was a little bit longer than I intended, so I'm going to cut it off here, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you're interested in asking me any questions about something that I went over today, feel free to DM me on Facebook or Instagram. Consider purchasing a reading, all that good stuff. Anyways, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, everybody. You have chosen Group 3, which is the Union Forge Vodka. Thank you so much for joining me on my YouTube channel, and I hope you enjoyed the messages you received today. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and tap into your energy to see what's all going on with you guys, Group 3. Oh, shit. All right, the first words I'm hearing is unrequited love. So, guys and gals, I feel really bad for you because I feel like this is the group that is going to probably make me cry. Or at least your energy is definitely sobbing. Sending my heart out to you guys. I love y'all. Yeah, I don't want you to feel this way. But I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards. One for you and one that reflects your person. And we'll get some more clarity about what's going on in your situation. Okay. All right. Oh, man. I want to give you guys a hug. Damn. Oh, man. Maybe you guys... I don't know why. I'm feeling something about Group 2. I don't know what it is about Group 2, man, but Group 2's been getting all the attention. Because Group 1 was after Group 2, and I feel like you guys are sort of... Some of you are after Group 2. So maybe that's something you should watch. But, yeah, damn. Okay, so anyways, so what I'm feeling with your situation, Group 3, is I feel like you've lost. Like, I feel like you've either lost partners in the past that were very special to you. I feel like you feel that you have lost your person. Which isn't true, but I'm just describing your feelings. So to explain the cards, you got Foolish, which you've got this emo kid smoking a cigarette and, you know, just feeling down. Which, it's ironic because this card was, when I pulled this card out of my box that I keep it in, this was the card that came up. So it's interesting that this came back. And then your person is represented by Action with this seagull. And I feel like, so I'm feeling with this Action, this person wants to move towards you. Your person, which is either group 2 or somebody else. It could be somebody else. If group 2 resonates with you, take it. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. But I feel like this person is making moves. They are moving towards you, but also towards a specific goal. Like, I feel like this person is either trying to change up their career, they're focusing on working towards a goal. Meanwhile, you're kind of sitting here like, I don't want this person anymore because they don't want me. This situation is, I fucked up too much. I feel like this is a person that, like, I feel like you, group 3, you don't want to be saved, if that makes any sense. I feel like you are the person that you carry a lot of weight on your shoulders. You're the type of person that you want to bear the brunt of fucking everything. And even if it's not your fault, like, it's almost like you absorb negativity and you want to carry it all. And you've got, like, again, I don't know if you're the type of person that holds, like, pictures of your ex in your phone, on your walls, whatever, but you have a lot of, like, you're doing a lot of wallowing. And maybe this was I definitely get the vibe that this person that you're thinking of is either an ex-girlfriend, boyfriend. You have an ex that is somebody who hurt you deeply and you're watching them move forward. There's definitely, like, an energy of, like, how could they move on after me, even though they said all these things that, you know, I held on to. Like, I definitely feel like you were the guys and gals that you were dating somebody and this person told you that we were going to be forever, and then they walked away. And you were left with the pieces, and this person continues to move forward. And again, it looks like smooth sailing, you know? And from my perspective, they are. But they aren't at the same time. But to you, you're like, they've completely moved on. They don't feel affected by our relationship. And you're just either drinking this person away, smoking this person away, getting into bad habits, drugs. I don't know what your deal is, man. But again, I keep saying man. So this audience must either be very masculine or, I don't know. It could be because I'm also looking at the card and it's a dude. Because if you're a girl doing this, I don't care, but I'm definitely feeling this is more of a masculine audience, or maybe you're in your masculine. I feel like you're also the romantic type. I feel like maybe you've written love poems that you never sent to this person. You've written things that you never got to say. I feel like you wish you could have done more in this relationship, that you got a lot of self-loathing, group 3, and I feel like, you know, you constantly think about this guy or girl like, almost like they're like a bad memory or like a distant, it's in the distant past, but also the recent past. Like, it's like it never feels like time pushes this person away. And that's been really hard on you in a lot of ways, especially with dating, because, like, you've tried and tried and tried and tried and tried and tried and tried to move on from this person. Like, this person hurt you on a level that you can't even describe. It's like a soul level hurt. And again, so when you see this person moving forward, taking action without you, seemingly appearing okay without you, you're just destroyed by that, because you're like, how can she be okay when I'm still sitting here defeated? Wow, I almost started to cry. Wow. Whew. Wow, it's a good thing I got myself some water, because I was drinking tequila in the last reading, and God. There's a reason we went from tequila to vodka for you guys, because you are the type of guys that will drink whatever the fuck to get drunk, to not think about this person or to just feel anything, because I feel like your pain has transcended and just does not go away. I feel like you kind of have some of you have an unhealthy obsession with this person that you're thinking about, and that you just need to, like, relax a little bit. Because I think you're being way too hard on yourself and you're using this person as an excuse to hurt yourself. But it's more complicated than just that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some other cards. Because I feel bad for you guys. Like, this is not good energy. Well, I wouldn't even say it's not good energy. You guys are just really sad. like really depressed about what happened between you and this person. I don't know. I'll see if I can get maybe some special messages from this person that maybe you need to hear that will maybe give you some closure, because I definitely feel like there's like a lack of closure in this group big time. Like you guys just can't move on from this person. I don't know if you guys either wanted to marry this person either saved your life, didn't know how much that they meant to you, and then they were gone. Like, you didn't get to say everything. I'm getting that vibe. And I feel like you're the type of group 3, that you don't think you're going to find anybody else that fills you the way this person did. And I think that's why you have a very... It's like, it's all stuck in my throat. Like, I think you can't even admit your feelings to this person, let alone how you even feel at all. Damn, this energy's bad. Like, and I keep saying bad. It's almost like, not, I keep wanting to say, like, no, it's not bad. Like, you're hurting for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you screwed up in this relationship, I don't feel like it was entirely your fault why this relationship fell apart. And it wasn't this person's fault either. I think it just wasn't meant to work out. And I feel like you use the fact that you screwed up as an excuse to continue to hate yourself and fixate on this person and hurt over it. And it's not worth your time. Fuck. Like, this person, you know, isn't always the saint that you make them out to be, or like they aren't always the person that... It's not like they're not affected by this either, and I think you've kind of closed yourself off. Anything else, yes or no? All right, this is everything. All right, I'm gonna separate cards that are messages from your person specifically, and then I'm gonna do advice from spirit. All right, so I'm gonna do messages from your person first, because I feel like you guys are like kind of hungry for that the most. And I feel like this is going to maybe make you a little more open to receiving the messages from spirit, because there's just a lot of stuff to unpack here, guys. So I'm going to start with the tarot first. So you got the Ace of Cups upright and the Devil. And I feel like this person wants you to know that part of the reason why they had to walk away is because of the fact that... Alright, so when you're looking at this card, there's this goat with its feet on fire. And I feel like you're the type of person that you're struggling with this desire of self-harm, or you do things that it's kind of like you light yourself on fire and you don't want to stop being on fire. And this person can't get close to you if you are hurting yourself, choosing self-harm, I guess, choosing kind of like the devil over the light, you know what I mean? It's kind of like one of those things where if you continue to allow your inner demons to rule your life, then yeah, you're not going to be able to have a connection with this person, you know, because this person loves you and this person wants you to be a better version of yourself, and you are not seeing or hearing what they have to say, and that's why they left. And right now, you're hating yourself and hurting yourself more because you realize that they were right the whole time, but you're still continuing to choose the devil over the light. You know? It's kind of like nothing's changed in your situation, where this person, you feel this person made a big difference, but they really didn't, because you were still choosing to be in the same pattern. But yeah, it's almost like you keep obsessing over your demons. I'm bad. Like, every time I'm like trying to talk to you, and this is the energy that I think you're in, it's like, I want to, like, insult you and be horrible to you, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't even freaking know you people. But, like, the reality is that, you know, you're inviting this negativity into your life, and you're not saying no to it, you know? Like, it's almost like you're unwilling to admit that there is good in the world, and, you know, like, to me... I always find when I was in these types of boats and situations that the best way to have an honest perspective of life is to view the world without emotion, all right? Because there is technically good and bad whatever your definition of good is bad is, there are positive and negative things going on that are not within our control, and right now you're just doing this to beat yourself up so you don't have to stand up and face your issues. That's a wound from childhood. I'm going to be straight up with you. Because I feel like right now you're telling yourself, well, I'm unworthy of love and I can't get up and I've destroyed something I cared about, and so I deserve to be destroyed constantly. And that is a childhood wound, because that is not giving yourself the acknowledgement that you have the power to change your situation. You are not, a child. You can get up and choose at any point in time to stop drinking, to stop doing this negative behavior. Okay? Or to stop hating on yourself. Like, I feel like some of you guys, you beat yourself up for stuff that you don't even do that's wrong. Like, it's just kind of like a negative voice in your head. Like, there's kind of a variety to this crowd. But, like, I think you guys, again, you continue to light yourselves on fire when it's like, how could you set fire to this cute little fucking goat? All right? You were this goat, and, like, it's like someone put matches on it, and you're just standing there. And it's like, the fuck? Like, any normal human being doesn't want to see the goat lit on fire, okay? Like, and that's how every normal person would react to you, is like, why are you doing this to yourself? And so this Ace of Cups here is basically this person that you're obsessed over, you're worried about, you're thinking about all the time. They just want you to love yourself. And maybe if you can't love yourself, let other people love you for a little bit. Because I think that part of the reason why you couldn't connect with them is because you're not connected to your heart space in a healthy way, and that they probably tried pouring love into you, or maybe you didn't understand that that's what they were doing until it was too late. Whatever your situation is, because I feel like there's a little bit of variety. Regardless, there's definitely a lot of, like, you feel like your cup is empty constantly. And a lot of that could be due to either a mental illness, something that's undiagnosed, like undiagnosed autism, where you can never feel connected with people in the same way as maybe you did with this person. Maybe there's, whatever the case, you feel like your cup is empty and you should be filling your cup, like, go be around people that will help you, and not to attack them for helping you. Just without emotion or reaction, let someone just do something kind for you and just accept it. That's like something as basic as, let someone else buy you dinner for once. Let someone else buy you lunch. And it could be a coworker or somebody that you don't have a romantic affiliation with. Because I think this pile in particular has a very hard time accepting and receiving love in any shape or form, probably due to childhood abuse, probably due to neglect, poor romantic partner choices in the past, and people that have just treated you like shit. And I feel like there's just a lack of understanding of how to move forward from relationships. And I feel like maybe if this person wasn't the first time you've ever experienced unconditional love, it's definitely a vibe that you feel like you will never be filled at the same way that this person made you feel. And that's not true, because I'm definitely feeling that, like, okay, this person will never be replaceable in your heart. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that there are other ways of filling your cup so that way you don't feel like this is the end of your world. I think you want to feel like it's the end of your world, but it's not. All right? Like, I feel like you guys are kind of putting up a front with yourself because you don't want to take responsibility for moving past this situation, because you think that as long as you continue to suffer, it means that you don't have to get up. And I know what that feels like, because I've been there, and it's kind of like a lie you tell yourself to continue to make excuses for treating yourself like shit. But, like, here's the reality. I can tell you right now that this group 3, you are very kind people, all right? If you saw a 4-year-old boy in the parking lot getting beaten by his dad, you know what this group would do? You'd walk over and either say something, try to beat them up, call the cops, whatever, but you would do something, because you know that you would not want that 4-year-old to get beaten around like the way you were. All right? And that's not something that should be taken lightly. Okay? And I'm saying that because you're allowing yourself to be like the old man beating his kid. That is what you are doing to yourself. And if you are willing to step up for somebody else that's weaker than you, dealing with something because you don't want them to feel that way, then why the fuck aren't you doing it for yourself? Huh? Why aren't you doing that for yourself? And that's why you don't want to admit it, because you're using this person as an excuse to say that, well, I'm never going to be loved like that again. That's bullshit. The fact that they even exist and gave you that love proves that you are capable of receiving that regardless. This person took that risk on you, and it's not your fault because you've been fucking through hell. You don't understand how to receive that love right now because you are literally trying to tread water. And that does not mean you're unlovable. It just means that you got to start recognizing within yourself that you have stuff that you have burdens that need carrying. And this person couldn't stick around for you because of the fact that they weren't able to carry it for you. And maybe you put this onto them and they couldn't take it anymore. Not everyone is responsible for all of your stuff, but that's why you have communities. That's why you have people and you allow people in, and the right people in. You've chosen people in the past that did not support you, but there are people out there. I can tell you right now that if you're looking for friends, the group of people that watch my tarot card readings all the time, they are all wonderful people that are willing to support you. Now, granted, don't ask them to send you a bunch of money or, be available every time you're having a panic attack. However, just understand that, there are people that are still willing to allow you into groups as long as you are continually willing to put effort into them. And that's not being selfish or that you're unlovable. It just means that, it's a give and take, and I want you to believe in yourself, and I think this person does too. Okay, so moving on to the tea leaf cards. We've got Temptation Will Test You, and it's called Apple, and it's got the snake from the Garden of Eden and the apple. May, which is just the season May. Four-leaf clover, great good fortune, and harp, great happiness. Yeah, and I feel like this person wants you to know that you are capable of great happiness, and I feel like they're wishing you luck with the four-leaf clover, but I don't know why. This may apply to some of you, but I feel like to some of your people, you were their four-leaf clover. And I feel like they were lucky. Oh God, I'm going to break out in tears. I don't know if maybe I resonate with a person, but I feel like you were their four-leaf clover. That rare person that they couldn't find anywhere else. And just because maybe your romantic relationship didn't work out doesn't mean that they don't still view you that way. Sorry, I was about to cry. And I feel like I'm definitely channeling your person's energy because I feel like, this person didn't give you the time of day because they were desperate. I mean, maybe they were a little bit, but I feel that, the person that you're still ruminating about, you shouldn't stop caring about them because they mattered and you mattered to them. No matter what you tell yourself, they wouldn't have stuck around you as long as they did or told you the things that they did or left the way that they did because that they didn't care. I feel like sometimes when people look at how a breakup goes, they assume that it's because that other person just, tears themselves away. And I definitely feel with this group, I feel like there was kind of almost either no choice or this person didn't know how to respond or didn't have healthy ways of being able to walk away, without being able to do this. Because I feel like maybe your person wasn't fully capable the way that you needed them to be, and that's where that, pedestal thing kind of comes in. I feel like you kind of feel this person is either your superwoman or your superman, and they weren't. And I think though that they were the brightest thing that you've seen in your life so far, but I think that's because you're also not focusing on the other things going on. I feel like with this apple card, with the Temptation Will Test You, I think that there's a lot of energy going on here with you that, you're kind of like, you're willing to sacrifice your soul to the devil for less. And yeah, maybe you have some religious trauma going on here, or maybe you have, maybe you've gotten into some bad spiritual practices, or I don't think it's that. I feel like there's a lot of just this whole devil demon energy that's really about just self-hatred and, trying to avoid going down a bad path, either addiction, suicide, depression. There's very harsh views of these things rather than kind of viewing, for example, with depression, back in the day, it would be viewed as, oh, you were possessed by a demon, instead of being like, oh, you have a mental illness. and an illness can be treated and can be supported, as opposed to like, oh, well, you're damned to hell if you do this and blah, blah, blah. And that's what I'm feeling, is it's kind of like this damned to hell energy when it's like, I don't know, it's like you're crucifying yourself over stuff that really isn't that damnable. It's like, you didn't kill anybody. You didn't, like, slap a child and steal their candy. I mean, fuck, maybe some of you did, and maybe that's why you got dumped. But, like, you know what I mean? Like this group, I definitely don't feel like you're really not that terrible. And I think what's more terrible is the way you treat yourself. Because, like, honestly, like, this person doesn't hate you, like, as much as I think you want them to think. Like, it's almost like I think you get off on the idea that you think they hate you when they really don't. If anything, they wanted you to be okay, but then you chose differently, and so they had to walk away. And something about this May, I don't know if maybe you guys broke up in May, or there's something about the spring that was significant between the two of you. I think this person just genuinely wants to wish you well and wants to see you have new beginnings, and maybe they think of you in the springtime, or maybe there's something about, like, so I'm seeing with May, it's got like these bonsai trees in a peaceful river. I'm getting like this feeling of transcendence, that maybe they do think about you whenever times are peaceful, and they reminisce a little bit, or maybe it's just maybe you like Japanese shit. I don't know. Maybe that's your thing, because I'm seeing with the cherry blossoms. But I feel like with May, though, I also saw like maybe, or may, like may or maybe, but like may I come in, or may I, or may I forgive you, or I don't know, something about May. I don't know, maybe you graduated, maybe it's something about that time frame is maybe significant. Maybe in the future, or maybe about just the energy of that time. But, sorry, I can't really describe what this energy is, so I'm going to move forward because I want to keep this moving, and I don't want to be here forever. But let's see, for the next set of cards you have, it's time you start sticking to facts, not feelings, and I think the fact that this person left you, I think you need to just accept that even though you're feeling hurt about it, I think you need to start moving past it, especially in terms of romantic relationships, because it's going to keep holding you back regardless, and I think you're going to still remain hurt after these messages, after you work on it. Like, I think this is going to be a life's work of healing with this person, because I think that this was, again, a significant person in your life, and I think you should stop forcing yourself to get over it. Like, don't. I'm going to tell you right now, this person is way too important to you to just get over it. However, I think that means you need to start sticking to the facts and be like, all right, this person is gone now. What do I do from here? What should I work on? How can I move on from that? And a lot of you are going to be like, at first, like, no, I can't move on. She's the only one. He's the only one. Blah, 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 blah. That's bullshit. Okay? Because guess what? There's plenty of people out there in human history that they had the love of their life die from typhoid, disappear, reject them and leave them for somebody else. Like, your situation is not the only thing that's happened in human history. And people have moved on and done great, amazing things in spite of not having their person with them. And I think that's what you need to respect about yourself, is that you are way more capable than you're giving yourself credit. Stop listening to the devil on your shoulder and start stepping up, because you deserve to have a fulfilling life. And, and don't fill the void that this person left with empty emotions and shit that isn't real. Like, if this was someone you wanted to marry someday, if this was someone that was really that important to you, then don't fill the void with anything. Leave that person's love to them, but focus on the other things, and make that significant in your life. Don't try to replace anything, because it's not going to work. And that's why you're hating yourself and hurting. All right, so what this person is also saying is, no matter what, I believe in you. And I think that comes from the heart. I think that the person you're thinking of really, truly does believe in you. Maybe you were someone who was struggling with an addiction and you couldn't get fixed in time. Or maybe it just didn't work. But I want you to know that this person that maybe you fucked up with is always going to believe in you and always wants to see you succeed. I'm going to keep moving so I don't cry. No matter what you do, this person is always going to cheer you on, okay? Okay, group 3. Speak in a different language and you'll get a better result. And I think, that's talking about this person is encouraging you to speak more positively about yourself. I don't understand social cues. So I feel like this person is letting you know that maybe you didn't always understand the social cues that they were sending, or maybe vice versa. Maybe you didn't always understand their social cues. I think like maybe autism is a struggle, or maybe there's like a social issue here. Maybe you were too depressed to be able to pick up on what they were throwing down. But definitely I think maybe part of maybe your issues with this person was also that you just didn't understand what they were trying to say when it was going on. And that's not something you should beat yourself up for, because if you don't know, you don't know. And I think like maybe taking time to evaluate how you come across to other people might be useful for attracting better relationships in the future. This situation is out of your control. I feel like if you tried contacting this person, don't. I feel like I definitely get the vibe that this person has either blocked you, doesn't want anything to do with you, and I think that you should probably move past and not bother this person anymore. And that you don't have any control over this person's healing. So maybe if you did something that hurt this person deeply, there's nothing you can say or do that will make them feel better about the situation. And I know that sucks to hear, but that's something you should accept because you don't have control of the situation. You could literally, again, get your life together and all that, and that will not change necessarily how this person feels. Like, again, they believe in you. They want you to get better, but that's because they love you, not because you can fix the situation, okay? And, you can sit there and, you should be getting better for yourself, and that's what this person wants rather than to win them back, all right? Because I don't see this relationship is clearly over. It's a real shame this is happening. I didn't intend on it going this way. And I feel like this person wants you to know that they are... God. Wow, there was a lot of... I had stuff to say, and then I just got hit by the wave. There's a lot of unsaid things between you and this person, and I think they just want you to know that they never intended on hurting you the way that they did, especially if they had to leave. I think that they, as the card says it all, it's a shame this is happening. I did not intend on it going this way, and I think they never wanted to see you in this situation. They still don't want to see you in this situation, and they may not even have realized how much they hurt you and how much it's affecting you. Like, if you're sitting there still daydreaming and drinking about them, and it's been like 5 years, like, this person had no intention on hurting you that way, and they want to let you know that. I'm trying to be more than I am. And I think they're letting you know that they're acknowledging that, maybe when you were together, you were trying to be a person that you weren't capable of because you love this person. And I think they're just acknowledging that they knew that you were trying to go above and beyond what you were capable of giving, but you did it because you loved them. Take that if that resonates. Maybe that wasn't you. Maybe it could be also your person is trying to move past your situation, and that's why they're avoiding you. And they're trying to become somebody that maybe they're not ready for, but they can't, they don't want you to be a part of it because they need to figure their stuff out on their own. All right? And that's where I think maybe they weren't upfront and honest with their feelings towards you, or whatever your situation is. And I think them trying to be the better person is just kind of showing that, maybe they don't have it as together as you think they do. And they're just trying to move forward and do better than whatever happened in your situation. And that's something you should respect, because I think it's not anything personal against you. I think they're just trying to recover and heal just as much as you are. So, okay, I'm going to keep moving because this has been a long reading between everybody, and I'm already like, oh my god. I don't want to keep dealing with these heavy energies. So this is messages from Spirit. Hopefully these are more positive, which I feel like they are. Alright, let's see what we got here. Alright, so... yeah, I feel like there's positive stuff on the horizon. I feel like it kind of varies from person to person. It really depends on your willingness to admit to yourself why this situation was important to you and what you're willing to do to move forward. Because some of you are letting this still engulf your life, even though it's happened in the past. And some of you, you've moved on, but you're still checking in. And it's still affecting you regardless of if you want to admit it or not. That's why you're watching this tarot card reading. But okay, so we've got parrot, which is someone will gossip about all your secrets. Yeah, I feel like your person has definitely told other people about what's happened between you, the trauma, the insecurities you have. There's definitely like a vibe of people talking. And I think that maybe you are self-conscious about that. But however, I don't think this person is doing it with ill intentions. I think it's more so they're trying to heal and their situation isn't any of your concern. And I think that you just need to be willing to admit to yourself that this stuff happened and they have a right to talk about it, even though maybe it's not the right thing, but you don't have control over that. And maybe that drives you nuts, but I think that's just something your spirit guides want you to know, so that way you don't come across, as defensive and as a person that is like, well, why would she say that? Or why would he say that? When I feel like you need to understand this person cares about you, but they don't have healthy coping mechanisms either. And that's part of the way they cope, is because they're trying to talk to work through this stuff. And maybe you don't see it that way, but that's just what your guides are letting you know, is that, there's some stuff that wasn't meant to be put out there, but it's going to be. And, it doesn't make you any worse of a person just because other people know about it. This person shouldn't be gossiping about it, but this is just your guides letting you know and reassuring you that you aren't going to be hurt further by this person sharing some of this stuff. Because I feel like your person is more trustworthy than you think, and is going to be respectful of that distance at least. That's the vibe I'm getting anyway. All right, here's the 9 of Cups upright and the 8 of Wands upright. I don't want to interpret those, so you can go ahead and Google those. I don't know. I'm feeling like you're going to have a spark of inspiration soon. Something that's going to kind of come to your mind, and you're going to start understanding the situation with more clarity, with that less emotion. And I feel like you're moving towards a better space. I'm seeing more calm waters ahead, especially in terms of relationships. Like maybe you're still going to be bleeding out a little bit, but I think you're going to start patching up your wounds at some point soon. Looking at these cards, do not trust your feelings in the situation. Yeah, I definitely feel like your impression of this person's feelings towards you are fundamentally wrong. I feel like you are demonizing yourself more than this person demonizes you. And I feel like you think other people demonize you, when I really don't think they care that much about your relationship with this person. No offense. But also, I think that this person, wasn't always the best to you either. And I feel like your feelings are distorting the truth, and that you need to understand that you deserve respect, and you should deserve respect from yourself just as much as everyone else. And yeah, I feel like a lot of your feelings are wrong about this situation. I think if you weren't speaking to this person, speak to some of your friends about it, and I think that they'll reassure you that it's not just you or whatever. Like, just kind of reground and realign. They don't know what's happening. Yeah, I have a feeling, your spirit guides are just letting you know that your significant other, this person, your ex, whoever this person is, they have no idea how much you're suffering. Like, they literally do not know, because they've moved forward. They've moved past this. They've already done their healing work, and you're still kind of in this mess. And I think they don't know how to respect that, or maybe you don't know how to respect it. I don't know. There's something that's going on here that's like, I feel like they don't want to know what's going on with you anymore, because I think they've moved on, and I feel like you should respect that. And I think that, them knowing that you're suffering isn't going to change the dynamic and get what you want. So if you're going to try, if you're telling yourself, oh, well, if I just told them how I feel, that wouldn't change anything, because they don't want to talk to you. I can tell that right now. Aw. All right. So the next card I got is, it's song lyrics from a song that I was listening to during college, during a very, very bad time. And this song always got me through, and it's a dumb song. It's not good. Okay. But like, it always got me through, and it was something I listened to all the time. And the lyrics that I have written here are, "The sun is shining and so are you." And it's just kind of a reminder that, no matter what you're going through, the sun is always there. Brightness will always come back. And, I think you should always tell yourself that you're shining regardless of what you're going through. And I do think you're very bright. I think you're an amazing, intelligent, wonderful person. And I think you just need closure. And yeah, the sun is shining and so are you. Okay, regardless of what you tell yourself. I mean, I'm telling you as a person that as a stranger that doesn't know you, or maybe I do know you, but I can tell you, whoever this group is, that, you guys definitely shine very bright, and that I'm rooting for you, and it doesn't matter what your stupid brain tells you, I'm going to feel that way regardless. The next card is, "We have something unique to just us." And I feel like this is messages from your spirit guides to reassure you that, your connection with this person was unique. It wasn't just in your head. And this person feels that it was unique to them too. And that they weren't just dismissing you. They weren't just treating you like, oh, you're garbage. Oh, you're an addict, so I'm just going to drop you and leave you. Or, oh, you're depressed or suicidal or whatever thing you had. Basically, this person, your relationship was real. And, I feel like you had something with this person that, is something that you're not going to get with anybody else. So don't try to replicate it, and appreciate it for what it is. And that's something you should celebrate, that you had something that was unique to just you and this other person. And that, it doesn't matter how many people you meet, you're going to create unique relationships with those people too. But that's why this one hurts so much, and why it's important to you, because it was different, and it shouldn't be viewed as any other way. I don't care what your friends or family think. This person was someone that was important to you, and you should respect those feelings. The next card is, "Focus on the positive." So definitely, please, please, please focus on the positive in the situation. It's over, but guess what? You've moved on. You have a new job. You have a new lifestyle. You have lessons. You have a new appreciation for life that you didn't have before this person came into your life. There's a lot of things that have come in that you've missed because you've been so busy grieving. And that's okay, because grieving a very important love is an important period of your life. Okay, and it's something that, is a part of life. Is grief is always around you. Okay, but it's learning to manage it and be able to move forward and have experiences at the same time. And you have positive things around you. You just got to look for it once the pain kind of subsides. And, maybe you got to force yourself to do it for a little bit. But just reminding yourself that it is there regardless if you feel it or not. And then the next card is, "It's okay if you don't have all the answers." And I think there's a little bit of lack of clarity to you as to exactly why this person left. I think you have questions about, like, well, what are they doing now? Or what happened when they say that? Or what was going on that caused this person to behave this way? Because I feel like your situation with this person was muddy. It wasn't always clear. This person was inconsistent, didn't communicate, or vice versa. Maybe you couldn't communicate. Maybe you were high. I don't know what it is, but, like, you don't have all the answers, and you don't need them to get closure from the situation, okay? Like, it doesn't matter if you have the answers. It's not gonna change the situation. You can go ahead and pay me for readings to tell you the truth, but, like, the reality is that it's not gonna make you feel better. You think it is, but it's not, because that's not where closure comes from. Closure does not come from certainty. It comes from accepting not knowing and moving forward and being willing to accept new experiences. And, as I said, you don't have to have all the answers to move forward from the situation and find healing. God damn. All right, guys. Wow, that was a very powerful reading. But I think you guys deserved it. Sending you guys so much love from me. And I'm going to say my community, because even though I don't know how many people are going to watch this particular group, But I want you to know that there are so many people out there fighting for you and wanting to see you succeed, and just sending you a whole lot of love and wishing you the best moving forward with your situation, because, you know, this person definitely loves and misses you a lot, and, you know, I think you just need to know that, and, you know, it's going to be okay. All right, no matter how painful it is, no matter how much you fucked up, it's going to be okay, and, you know, you're going to find love again, and you're going to find new ways of finding peace and new experiences that are going to make all of this worthwhile again. It doesn't seem like it right now, but it's part of it. I've moved past it, and you can do it too. So, all right. See you guys around next time. Take care. Bye. Hello, everybody. You have chosen Group 4, which is the Troganator Double Block Bear. All right, how this reading is going to go is the first part is going to be me identifying your situation, and then I'm going to give you advice from Spirit. So, all right, let's get to it. All right, so Group 4. Oh, damn. All right, I don't know what it is about y'all, Group 4, but I have a feeling that you guys are currently in a relationship with this person, with your significant other, or if you're not in a relationship, you're secretly in a relationship. I don't know what this is, but maybe this is a spouse or spouse-like energy. Maybe you're not in communication. I don't know what this is, but I definitely feel like you're married to this person, which is kind of funny that you're watching this reading. So that's why I don't know if, again, I don't know if this is the right reading for you. Because I don't want to make presumptions that this person you're thinking about is your spouse, but I definitely get, like, if you're not currently, I'm not even going to say that. This person's your spouse. Congratulations. But I'll only feel this if it resonates, because I'm probably going to tell you things that, if you chose the wrong group, you're going to know right away, because this group is going to be, it's not necessarily going to be pleasant, but it's also going to be something that, like, if you're choosing this because you want to have a relationship with somebody and you're like, oh, Christina said they're my spouse, you're going to find out really fast that this energy is for the people that are actually married and actually in a strong connection. Otherwise, you can check out Group 1 or a different reading, or Group 2. I don't know why Group 2 has been getting a lot of attention energetically, so maybe Group 2 might be a better fit for you. Watch that and see if that resonates with you, but this one is definitely for people that are seriously committed to this person and to one person only. So, yeah. So anyways, though, regardless, though, because I have a feeling some of you are in separation from your spouse, so you're either dating someone else, with someone else, gone. I don't know, there's a whole variety to this energy, so we'll see. Because this is going to get complicated, so this is for your person. This is for you. Yeah, because I'm getting some variety of energy, because some of you guys are in stable relationships with your significant other. Some of you are kind of openly hostile. Okay. I don't know what the fuck's going on, man, but you guys, you and your person, you have such strong love, I'm not worried about you. Because you guys are going to keep showing up. Okay. Alright. Alright. Sorry guys, I'm laughing just because, so this stagnant card came up. It was in one of the prior readings, and I feel like this is just kind of ironic. So, the card that is representing you, Group 4, the beer group, is Muse with the paintbrush, and then your person is stagnant with, like, this woolly thing, or that looks like chainmail. Yeah, chainmail over his face. I guess I'm laughing because I guess Spirit is kind of just like, why are they fighting? Why are they so insecure? Why? I don't know. Or maybe I'm laughing because I relate to this so hard. But basically how you guys are, Group 4. Pile 4, Group 4. Darling. I just want to be like, honey, baby, relax. Like, you guys are like, I don't know if this person is your creative muse. But you're definitely in like this creative headspace. Like I see you as someone, you plow into work. Maybe you're a musician, or your significant other's a musician, or maybe there's a lot of creative energy between the two of you. But you as a person, I feel like your situation with this person is creating a lot of I want to say anguish, but I feel like I'm being tickled. Like, it's almost stupid. Like, why are you even freaking watching this reading? Like, I feel like I'm sorry. The vibe I'm getting here is that, like, you guys, even when you're in low times or whatever the situation is, which you're kind of like, this is dumb, because I know this is my spouse and blah blah blah, and they're just being a problem and blah blah blah. Like, I feel like the energy between you two is like you're very empathic, so you already kind of know what the situation is, and you either creatively express yourself, or you're someone who channels lots of messages in regards to the situation. Because, like, you know, regardless if this person is not your significant other, you're definitely gearing like, I'm marrying that one. Like, that one is my wife, my husband, my internal grandmaster meat person. I don't know why the fuck. Maybe you guys got a weird sense of humor. This energy is so freaking like I feel like you guys have inside jokes upon inside jokes. And like you right now, you're kind of just like in a free flow and like, yeah, I'm just gonna do my thing, but also you're kind of like, this is where, like, maybe you and this your significant other are fighting, or passive. That's the word I'm hearing. So your person is in stagnant energy, and I want to say stuck, but stagnant is more accurate, because I feel like you're frustrated with this person a little bit, but it's not the same as like with group two. Group two was kind of like a, oh my god, why are you so fucking stubborn? This group is like, oh my god, why haven't they done laundry for the last 2 weeks? Or like, why are they still ignoring me or avoiding this conversation? Because I still love them and they are still avoiding me, and I don't get it. That's the vibe I'm getting, is it's more of like you are so secure in your relationship or the potential that you don't even doubt the fact that this person's not going to be part of your story. Which is kind of cute for those of you that are like, oh, surprise, this is my spouse. Oh, okay. But like, I feel like this person, they're going through growing pains. So if you're in separation with this person is definitely your spouse. However, that can also change depending on choices and blah, 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 blah. However, I also feel like if your gut's telling you the truth, then just stop letting the anxiety come in. Like I'm already feeling you guys going like, oh my god, if I'm in separation, this person's not going to be my spouse. I'm like, and I think that doesn't matter. That's not the point. I think the point is that, you know, this loving, free-flowing energy that you had before, that's what you should be maintaining. That's what you should be focusing on, and focusing on manifesting. Because when you are focused on anything else other than what you're doing, like, again, maybe you're a creative person and you have stopped all flow of creativity because you want to be with this person, or you're just like, I can't have cheese without my boo, or what the fuck? I think I was going to say booze, but like, but you know what I mean? It's like stupid shit where you're literally like, oh, I can't function without my significant. I'm like, that's not fucking true. Like, all right, you need to like just like relax. Maybe you're having some questions about your relationship. Maybe they're having doubts about maybe you're engaged and they're having doubts, or maybe there's like this energy of, I don't know if they're staying true to me, which is totally the case. I guess it's like, I was about to say isn't the case, but I'm like, no, that's wrong. Like, it's more of like, I feel like this person wants to see you in that way, and maybe they're with somebody else, but like, maybe that's why I was saying isn't true, because like technically if maybe they're with somebody else, but you're kind of sitting there going like, what the fuck, that's my husband, why is he not with me right now? Or like, oh, that's my wife, why is she fucking some other guy? I'm going to smash his face into a pillar of marble and watch it explode like a melon. Those are very vivid expressions for those of you that are happily married or like in a relationship with this person. I'm sorry, but you probably can relate. And I feel like you're waiting for this person to kind of change a little bit. So there's some kind of a dynamic that's going on between the two of you that either someone's not talking, someone's not expressing their full feelings, and it's almost like you guys are kind of in battle a little bit. Maybe there's been fighting, maybe there's been cutting off of energy, Maybe it's been telepathic, maybe it's been in person, shouting, whatever. Like, again, I feel like your spouse is worried about you. I definitely get the vibe that even though you feel this person has shut you out, I think they're very aware of what you're dealing with, and maybe they just don't want to admit their feelings. I'm feeling like almost someone putting their hands, like I felt like someone else's hands, putting them over my mouth, and then I'm putting my hands on his hands. And it's kind of like you've created a dynamic in this situation where they can't speak their truth, and so you've kind of shut them out unintentionally. And they just kind of want you to understand that this doesn't have to be this way. They're just pushing you out for a time being because of whatever's been going on between the two of you. Okay, I'm going to pull some cards because, damn, this is... I'm very glad that this reading came out after the last one because the last one was so heavy for me. So, let's get some advice from Spirit and maybe messages from your person. I'm feeling... The moment I said messages from your person, I'm hearing like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know, like they're just very sorry about how they're behaving. I feel like maybe they're shutting you out or they're just closed off to discussions right now, and that's kind of been hard on you. Because I feel like you're the type of person that you don't watch tarot card readings if things are okay. But the moment you even, like, I feel like this is the group that you're like, oh my god, my significant other looked at me different the other day. I have to go check out a tarot card reading, or I gotta ask Christina what's going on because I'm literally gonna flip the fuck out because I think I'm gonna lose my partner and blah 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 because he's seeing someone else and blah blah blah, or she's seeing someone else, whatever the fuck. Point being, this person's not gonna leave you, okay? All right. That much. They're your spouse. Like, shut up. All right. Okay. I don't know if you all saw it, but Loki, alright, Loki probably has a connection to this relationship. That doesn't surprise me at all. That makes me laugh. I didn't keep that card, but we'll note that for the future, just in case Loki's a sign for you guys. God, that's so funny. Yeah, and I feel like it's almost like Loki's kind of laughing at you because he's like, you two are being imbeciles. That's what I'm definitely feeling. That, like, just stop it. Just go make love, have a frolic in the flowers, make babies or something. I don't know. That was an oddly specific comment. Anything else? Yes or no? All right. Alright, we're getting stuff from the romance deck. Yeah! Anything else? Yes or no? More? Alright, yeah. Oh. I definitely get, like, this person, again, if they're not, like, your spouse, they have such, like... I was about to say stupid, because it's not stupid, but it's, like... It's a little stupid. Like, I feel like it's this romantic energy that's, like... The image I'm getting of someone who, like, tries to give someone else a carrot. Like, it's almost like you're, like, you have, like, a bag of baby carrots, right? And you find, like, the one good baby carrot that looks perfect. It looks sublime. And for some reason, you're very particular about the types of baby carrots you eat. Because you're like, oh, yeah, I'll eat them all, but this one is special. And then you offer it to your significant other, and they're like, they don't care that it's this most special baby carrot out of the bag. And you painstakingly chose the best baby carrot, and they didn't notice at all, and you're like, ugh, God, why did they reject my carrot? And it's just like that it's that kind of stupid. I'm not talking like like that's what this relationship feels like. Is like you all get so worked up over each other and be like, oh, are they okay, or like in their business, and it's just like, yeah, they're fucking fine, leave them alone. They're working through their shit. That's all it is. Chill. God. Like, stop questioning your intuition. Jesus. That's what this group is. Y'all question your intuition way too much, and then you self-sabotage, and guess what? It's still gonna work out the fuck anyway, so chill out. Okay, that's messages from Christina. End of the reading. Take care. Not really, but, like, God. That's the message Loki needed to get out there. But, like, I keep laughing because I feel like you guys have such a happy relationship, even if it's not, like, right now, especially if you're not together. Like, you have so much laughs and so much potential together. Like, I don't know, like, you guys are gonna end up together. Like, that much is, I don't want to say guaranteed, but like, the only way you're gonna screw this up is if you try to screw this up at this point and you stop listening to your intuition entirely. And like, just relax. Like again, I don't want to say everything's guaranteed, because it's not, and this person may choose something different, but like, I think you need to appreciate this relationship for what it is. And God, you guys are getting so anxious. Every time I say it's potentially not, like, you all freak out. And you guys need to chill. All right, it's okay. All right, it's not life or death. Okay, you guys are still gonna, basically, if you want a happy marriage, keep saying I'm gonna have a happy marriage, and guess what? You're gonna have a happy marriage. That's it. And even if you're already dating this person, or maybe you see this person as like your spouse, and you're literally just waiting for the time to propose or to just make it happen, you're gonna make it happen. So just stop questioning it. You're a badass. Stop. All right, okay, so despite me setting up these cards, I have to read from the romance deck first to put you in the mood for what I'm about to say. Good lord, there is so much Loki energy around here. Jesus Christ. I even got my Mickey Mouse voice going. Oh boy, here we go. We're gonna witness Fantasia tonight, ladies and gents. That was really terrible, but you know what? I'm in a good mood after the last one, so. Okay, so first card we got Love Me Harder, Love Me Loud, Love Me, Only Me. Yeah, there's some definitely significant sexual tension between you two. Yeah, there's a lot of energy of like, yeah, I can love other people, and yeah, maybe I'm dating someone else, or yeah, maybe I'm kind of lusting after somebody. I mean, I kind of want to have sex with these people, but I want you to only love me, and you are the only person that can satisfy me in these ways, and please, for the love of God, please marry me. Or, please, for the love of God, forgive me for what I've said, because, like, we're married, and you can't stay that far away from me because you were locking me out of heaven and I need to have sex really bad. Like that is the vibe I'm getting right now of what's going on between the two of you. I won't hold back loving you, babe. Yeah, no, if you're scared about this connection, going sour or whatever, this person's not going to hold back. They love you too much. I mean, it's like if you're going through a downward period with your significant other right now, it's not going to last. No, it's not going to last. They don't hold back, and you shouldn't hold back on loving them either. Now, granted, maybe you need to hold back a little bit because some of you kind of have boundaries issues. Okay. Because, like, when you're bombarding your person, trying to be like, are you okay? Are you fucking okay? Like, I don't know what it is. Some of you guys will go from, like, oh, yeah, this is cool, but, like, with your spouse, you just go from 0 to 100. You're like, oh my God, is she crazy? Is she gonna die? Like, if I don't help her, like, oh my God, I can't talk to him. I can't talk to her right now. Like, God damn, like, chill, okay? That's when you need to hold back a little bit because you're a little too intense. That's what we're talking about. Not like, oh, hey, you want to, like, please this person and go buy them flowers whenever they're feeling sad. Like, that's fine. You don't hold back on that. Hold back on literally trying to, like, call them 5 times a day, send them sappy text messages that are not relevant to any of your anxieties at all, which I feel like this group does a lot. Like, y'all are the kind that'll be like, breathing through a straw. Did they understand my message? Are they gonna, like, fucking, like, reject me because I gave them paper towels when they asked for a normal towel or whatever? Like, it's stuff like that it's literally, I just want to, like, put my hand on your shoulder and be like, it's okay. They're your spouse. That's why you marry them, because they don't care. Maybe they do care a little bit, but not enough to literally be like, all right, you're out of the house. Okay, yep, he bought the wrong towels. All right, goddamn, okay, bye. He's incompetent. Like, no, like, you save their world, they save yours. Like, that's how that works. Okay. God. I'm getting, like, really, like, anxious. You guys are anxious people. Go take your meds in case you forgot. If you got the ADHD. You don't have to be scared. I love you too much to allow it. Yeah. Okay, so again, regardless of what romantic situation you're in with this person, separation with them, you don't have to be scared of this connection. Like, I feel like some of you guys are hyping this connection up way too much, or you're blowing it out of proportion because you were just so scared of rejection, even though it's kind of like, the sun and the moon, and it's kind of like it's meant to be. It's meant to be. You can feel it, and I mean, maybe it's not always meant to be, but that doesn't mean that this person is going to be any less significant in your life. Like, maybe you got to play into their bullshit, or maybe you have to go a separate way. That doesn't mean you're not going to love the shit out of each other. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like that love ever goes away. Like, maybe they meet someone else and they can't have a relationship with you right now. You're still their spouse and they view the same way. All right? And life doesn't necessarily work out in the way that you can always marry the person that you feel is your spouse. Maybe you're in a situation where religion keeps you back, family, whatever, but I wouldn't focus on that, because I don't feel like you're going to stay separation forever. It's not going to be forever. Maybe it's not going to be this lifetime that you get married. Maybe it's just that this lifetime, that, hey, I'm going to marry this person, but I got spiritual lessons to learn in this lifetime. Whatever your situation is, only take what resonates. Like, because if you're listening to this and you're being like, that doesn't sound like me, like, be honest. Don't let your anxieties get in the way. But, like, you should feel so confident in this relationship that it doesn't matter. If maybe you can't marry this person in this lifetime, that doesn't mean you're a failure. And it doesn't mean that they don't want you to be their spouse. It could be that that's just the way it is, and just be thankful you found someone, so that way the next time around, you're going to meet them again. But again, I feel like you don't have to be scared. Like, yeah, again, I love you too much to allow it, and it's going to be all right, Like, especially if you're already married and you're with this person, like, don't be afraid that they're going to dump you or whatever fears you have, or I don't know. I don't know what your situation is. Again, I kind of feel like you're going to laugh about it and think it's silly in the future, but right now it seems significant. But, like, don't be afraid. I waited through hell to find you. I'd do it all again just to find you again. Oh, goddamn. This group is like, y'all are committed. Like, this group, there's definitely this vibe of like, listen, we have fucking went through hell, carried, pounds of rocks on our back and just went, and you're going to keep finding each other again and again and again. All right, I'm going to keep reading these sappy messages so I can get on to the other stuff, because I know you guys need to hear it. You asked for it. Here it comes. All right? These are all those romantic messages that you're trying to reassure yourself with. This is what you need to be hearing from this person. Don't worry, it's my love you're feeling. Ah, yes. I think that you guys, some of you may be very relieved that this is, again, I feel like some of you guys are very, very intuitive, and I think you second guess yourself a lot. And this is just a confirmation that it's your love they're feeling. And this person, like, I feel like you're afraid you're making this stuff up in your head, or you don't know what love means. Oh. All right, for my Nothing More fans, there you go. There's your reference for tonight. But I really don't think you do in terms of, like, this person, like, loves the shit out of you. And so, like, you're sitting there thinking, like, oh my God, I bought the wrong towels and blah, 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 blah. Or, like, I said something to them, like, 2 years ago and now I'm thinking about it and God, I was such an idiot. Like, they love you. Shut up. like, I feel like if you've been sitting here anxiously feeling, again, maybe draws towards something or stuff that reminds you, they just want to show you that they love you. Stop overcomplicating it. Like, don't draw too much into it. It's just kind of little reminders. Or, again, maybe if you feel it in your body, a really good way to tell if someone loves the hell out of you is if you are by yourself in your room, or maybe not that. Maybe not even just by yourself. Like, if you feel that this person loves you across time and space, like, you're walking into the grocery store, you're talking to somebody, and you all of a sudden just feel someone misses you, and it's that person that you pictured at the beginning of the reading, then yeah, they fucking love you. They're in love with you. You are not feeling that for no reason. You're not crazy. The best way to gauge that it's real, honestly, is when it's interrupting you during things that you can't be sitting there obsessing over. Like, you finally stop thinking about a person, and you're, like, sitting there, like, doing whatever, and you're, like, halfway through a sentence, and suddenly it's like, oh, hey, insert person that I'm thinking about and super in love with is thinking about smacking my butt while you're trying to make a transaction at work. That means they probably like you, not because of the fact that they randomly interrupted your day, but it's the fact that you were not thinking about them, you were not doing anything that reminded them of you, or you of them, and it just came in randomly. Like, a lot of times what happens with people that are intuitive and they're obsessed over a person in an unhealthy way, they're constantly, like, looking for signs and, like, oh, I saw my boyfriend's number 222, like, at the grocery store when I bought my chocolate or whatever, and so that means he's thinking of me right now. It's like, maybe, but if you're not feeling it in your body, it's not the same. Like, honest to God, like, the real way to gauge that a person really freaking is sending you energetic vibes is when you are not expecting it. And, like, be honest, we all know when we're listening to music and we're thinking of a certain person. We all are like, especially if you've ever been super, super obsessed with a person, and, like, what your normal obsessions are. This person, it's different because you're literally sitting there being like, oh, for the love of God, what is my spouse doing right now? like what is my man doing? What is my woman doing? You're like sitting there like eating, tacos at Taco Bell, and then you just have this feeling like, I think my wife's gonna call me. I think she's gonna cuss me out. That's her love you're feeling. I just had to make that joke. But you know what I mean? Like, you kind of know, like, your spouse is gonna be calling you soon, and you're kind of just like, all right, I know it's going to happen, And that's how you know it's real, is because it's not like the big grand expressions. It's the dumb little shit. Like, sitting there and being like, I know that my person, has frequent tummy aches. And so I'm sitting there thinking like, maybe I should buy some extra Tums. And then you're like, oh, wait, I don't have belly aches. Oh, it's because of my person. It's like the stupid little things like that. That's when it's real, and you're not focused on the depressing whatever, because you always come back to that person and they will make you happy regardless, and maybe it's a struggle right now to see them with someone else, or to know that they have chosen someone else ultimately to be their life partner. That does not mean that love should be neglected or not celebrated any more than what you have. Anyways, I'm gonna continue my rant. I'll continue reading love messages. Love me dearest, love me true. Let my heart always make its home in you. Yeah, you're their home. And they want to go home to you. All right? And they're reassuring you. And God's reassuring you too. Because, God, how many messages have you received about this person already? I feel like you guys get bombarded whenever you're like down on yourself about this connection. And then it's just like, just waves of love. And it's like, listen, you deserve love, motherfucker. That was aggressive, but you need it. I'm such an aggressive person. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I'm really trying. I'm self-conscious all of a sudden. How can I move on when my life is blue without you? Little sad face. Oh, goddamn. Even if they're with someone else, I'm going to tell you right now, they're probably going to spend the rest of their life dreaming about you, thinking about having sex with you, and just not being as happy. And maybe they had to move to another country, maybe they had an arranged marriage, but like, they're never not gonna see you as their spouse. Like, I think what people don't realize about the modern age is that marriage is not a light thing. I think a lot of people don't understand they don't understand the feeling that this person is my spouse. I think that when people get married, there's a huge difference between the spouse that you're pressured in because your family and friends think it's right, and you're like, oh yeah, I really like them, but like, when they are your spouse, you feel it in your bones. Like, it's death do us part. And a lot of people that have those successful marriages that are actually like real, like, you can have multiple people in your life that you could potentially make great marriage partners with, but your spouse is the one that you are feeling like in your body constantly. And it's a very different vibe than just someone who just chose someone to get married to somebody because you're like, oh, well, this is what I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? And you'll know. Like, you will feel the difference. And that's why I'm just reassuring this group, because I feel like you guys question this shit all the time. And it's like, well... Alright, so we're going to get to the songs. Because I have an uncompleted song deck that I have not really put too much effort into. But it decided it wanted to come out. And so a lot of these songs are not very common songs. You might not know all of them. Some of them you may. But I specifically chose them for the lyrics that called out to me. So the first song is Golden by Farewell Fighter. And I'm going to put these songs in the description so you can hear them. But for this card, it says, in my short time, I've realized that there is so much more to life than getting older and getting mine. And I think that this is kind of a message from Spirit in terms of realizing that, getting your way doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best outcome for you. So maybe right now you're sitting there going like, oh my God, why is my spouse behaving this way? Why is this person not in my life? Why is he cutting me out? Or why is she being so stubborn about these things and these disagreements? And this is just a reminder that, again, there's so much more to life than getting older and getting mine. And I'm feeling like my way, that's part of what a marriage is about, is learning to compromise and to show love like this little fuzzy tuna fish right here. Huh? Life is about more than just, you and your needs. And this card is just trying to make you aware that marriage is also about more than just growing old together. It's about growing together too. And, sometimes that means not always getting your way. And that doesn't mean that one person is right or the other. It just means it's a choice, and just view it as a choice, because when you love somebody, you're not going to try and restrict them from being themselves. And I mean, obviously compromise is a part of it, but that doesn't mean you love them any less. It should be in spite of love that you make these choices. All right, God, Tuna's been active all night, so I'm just going to try getting through this because she needs some loving. I remembered the way you smiled and how you made it all worthwhile. This is a song called Once Upon a Lie. I don't have who it's by, but I'm going to have to look it up. But I remembered the way you smiled and how you made it all worthwhile. And I feel like this is just a reassuring message, again, of love, that I think that the person you're thinking about ultimately wants to see you happy, and maybe your significant other isn't in a healthy place right now. And I think they just want you to know that they would rather see you in a situation where you're smiling and that they miss that smile more than anything in the world, and that just means that, you got to keep working on yourself. You do you, boo. And your spouse is always going to be right behind you. That's why they're your spouse, and, this person I feel like is willing to do anything to see you smile. And that means working on themselves. And sometimes that process isn't going to look how you want it to. But if you really truly believe in this person and your feelings with them, then time isn't going to mean a thing. Even if they're not by you, like there's plenty of times in history when, people got married and guess what? Men had to go off to war. People had to do things where they were away from each other for years. All right. And that is a part of life. All right. And I would much prefer to have a significant other that chose to spend years away to work on themselves to be worthy of our relationship rather than someone who just came in and ruined the whole thing and ultimately ends up like group 3. Not to talk shit about group 3, but that energy was horrible. And, I feel like your significant other would want to make sure that before they come towards you, they want to be their best and not ever have to leave your side because they couldn't get it together. Okay, so next card song is Won't Let Go by Jamie N. Commons. So let's begin again. If I can change, then you can change. I can change, but you won't change. If you don't let go, I won't let go. And I feel like this is kind of a reassurance for those of you that are in separation or you're just somebody that you're not sure if your marriage is going to make it. This is just kind of a reassurance that this person is not going to give up. This person is saying that, well, I will let go if you don't want this anymore, if you can't wait anymore, or if there's a situation that needs your attention more, then I'm going to let you go because I love you, not because I don't want to be with you and I don't love you. Like there's a huge difference between letting someone go because you want them to be happy as opposed to, and be happy with the situation, as opposed to being stuck, lamenting, and grieving your life over not being able to be with this person. Yeah, and if you're with this person right now, I feel like this is just a reminder that, like, I'm not letting go. Just because we're having an argument or situations changed does not mean that I love you any less. Oh, you guys are getting all the cute cards. Damn. Oh, I'm just so tickled. I'm really glad you guys are here. Okay, so the final song is Under Pressure by Queen, all right, which you guys probably know this one. People on the Streets It's the terror of knowing what this world is about, watching some good friends screaming, let me out. Pray tomorrow gets me high, higher, high, high. All right, I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to pull this out there, but I think your significant other may be gay. One, because this is Queen, but two, something about like watching some good friends screaming, let me out. I get this vibe that maybe part of the reason why your person is holding back from you is because they're discovering themselves, discovering their sexuality, discovering things about themselves that they're not happy with. And they're just they're encouraging you to explore yourself while you're waiting for them to get in a better position with you. But also, I think they're also praying that, tomorrow will be a better day between you two, because they trust that you love them. They trust that you're their spouse. And I feel like, again, like it's the terror of knowing what this world is about. And I feel like there's a lot of fear that this person has and that you have about understanding how the world is. Maybe some of you guys have been very protected, or your relationship has been safe from outside world influences. Or maybe you're preventing your relationship because of outside world influences. There's a bunch of different varieties here, but the reality is that there's some terrible truths out there that we have a hard time admitting. But your person wants you to understand that you don't have to go through this alone. This person accepts you and loves you regardless. Oh God, I almost was gonna cry, but I didn't. Okay. But I mean, I feel like there's this lack of self-understanding and like under pressure. I feel like this relationship's under pressure right now for sure. But it's kind of like almost like creating diamonds. Like you guys are the relationship that the pressure is building up a stronger foundation between you two, as opposed to some of the other relationships I do readings for. They're not, the pressure isn't there because it's good, it's because it's not meant to work out, and God's trying to just be like, please go away. This group is fine. And I feel like that pressure of you're putting on yourself, either maybe you're exploring a side of yourself that you're ashamed of, maybe there's things that you don't want to admit to your spouse, but I think you need to, because I think your spouse is going to love you regardless. Like, especially like if you have a heterosexual relationship and you find out that, hey, I'm bisexual and I actually like guys as much as I like girls, or vice versa, or I like women more than I like guys, or whatever your situation, they're still your spouse. Like, they chose to marry you, and that's not something that commitment's not something you should take lightly, regardless of what your family has done in the past. Maybe you're the kid of a divorce or whatever, but I feel like this is the pile of like, the energy is of true husband and wife or spouses, as opposed to just the fake shit. Because if it was fake, I would probably be telling you, hey, by the way, it's really not that deep of a connection. But this group is that way. I'm going to keep moving forward, because like I feel like this person could literally gush about you all day, and I kind of want to move on with my life because I need to go to bed. Okay, so since Luna Tuna moved these up, I'm gonna focus on these. Okay, all right. The first card is they're dead on the inside, which that may explain maybe why your significant other's not doing what you want them to. Yeah, that can hinder things. So your significant other, I feel like, is really overcoming some dark shit. Like, it does not matter how much you love them. Like, they're not able to just, like, slap themselves in the face one day and be like, oh yeah, I'm okay now, because you gave me a little good sucky suck. I'm gonna reanimate my life and, become a better man, woman, person. Like, they're still dead on the inside, and they're still overcoming stuff. So you need to have some patience with that. And I think acknowledging that is the depth of their pain. It's not that, oh, I'm trying to get attention from you, or blah, blah, blah. This is like, no, I'm missing a fundamental chunk of my soul, and I can't function as a human being. Please hold on to me. That's what's going on. It's not that they don't want to marry you. It's that they're literally like, I can't feel my legs. That's the vibe. And it's kind of like, I feel the pressure you're putting on your significant other, no offense. It's kind of like asking a disabled person to get up and go run. Like, it's like Joe Biden being like, talking to the disabled guy and being like, God bless you, stand up, you're American, or whatever, and then he just goes, oh. that whole thing. That's what this kind of feels like is, and maybe that's a terrible joke, but it's kind of the same vibe where like this person, maybe they have a disability. Maybe they fundamentally cannot process what's going on. Like again, if maybe they have like Asperger's or they're just dead on the inside. Like I'm definitely getting a vibe that there is something, a physical or maybe a mental illness that is inhibiting them as like a disability that is keeping them from being able to do what you want. And that's where you got to be able to make that decision on loving them and continuing to either pursue a relationship with them or not, because they may not always come out the other end the way you want them to because they have this. And, you know, I think your love's going to transcend that and you'll make things work. However, you got to understand that this is not just I'm lazy and I don't want to spend the rest of my life with you and I'm not unwilling to do whatever. It's that I literally can't feel myself and I can't move. Again, I can't move my legs, which is kind of weird because I think I'm using that analogy almost like your lower half of your body, like the one that moves you forward, is completely cut off and numb. So it's like this person in life feels like they can't walk or they can't do anything and it's kind of out of their control, or at least that's what Spirit's kind of alluding to, that it's not necessarily all of their fault. And you should respect that. Again, especially if they have a disability that you may not know about. Like there's a lot of mental disabilities that are undiagnosed that, you know, just to let you know that I'm, you know, not making fun of disabled people with my previous comments. But, you know, there are things that will prevent you from being able to have relationships with others because they don't have necessarily the knowledge that they are struggling with this. Anyways, moving on to the next card. They don't know it's happening. Yeah, that's another thing too. There's like this numbness of, one, I don't think this is different if you're actually married, but even then, I feel like there's like a little bit of lack of trust here that's going on, that you guys don't actually know how the other person's affecting the other. And I feel like you're both so worried about each other, and I feel like you don't know what the other person's actually going through. And I think that's where some of the pressure is coming, is that like one, on, like I said, like with the whole disability thing, like this person is literally like not able to move and not able to process certain behaviors, certain things going on in their life, and they are not capable of giving you what you need to survive. And because of that, they don't know what's going on with you. Unless you have explicitly walked up to them and said, hey, I'm super in love with you, but like I can't feel anything, or whatever the fuck is going on, or like, hey, I'm like struggling to pay rent, or I'm literally falling apart without you in my life. Unless you've explicitly told them that, and I mean explicitly, not like some random declaration of love or been indirect. Like this person isn't receptive right now, so they don't know what you're going through. And I think you should respect that and communicate that, especially if you are in a relationship together, because they need to understand. And don't just do it telepathically. You gotta be explicit with this person, because again, if they have Asperger's or autism, which is, I don't know why that keeps coming back up for me. I think it's because there's a certain group of you that are dealing with that, because I do have an audience that has disabilities. I think there's some things that maybe are going on that maybe they don't actually comprehend, that you love them, and they need to be told in their specific way to understand that, oh, okay, because there's certain language barriers that do come in from people that are struggling with disabilities. So that's just something to keep in mind. Okay, so for legal reasons, I suggest you shut the fuck up. Yeah, so, yeah, I feel like you need to... Spirit's just telling you to just kind of shut up about the situation and whatever's causing issues between you and this person. I feel like you're overcomplicating the situation by creating scenarios. And again, if you have a language barrier with this person, where they're just not understanding what you're saying, then this is Spirit saying that no matter what you say, you're going to keep making it worse. So just stop talking and just let Spirit take care of it, and let this person take care of themselves. You know, like, stop complaining about this person not being in your life. Stop talking about like, oh, well, they kept doing this, this, and this. And I'm like, guess what? You don't know what they're going through. Again, they don't know what's happening. You don't know what's going on with them because they've shut you off, apparently. So, for legal reasons, I suggest you shut the fuck up. Amen. Or maybe that is for actual legal reasons. Like maybe you're going in a legal battle, maybe for child custody, or maybe with, a person that is not having good intentions for you. You should probably, watch what you say, especially, if you're in a divorce situation, this person suspects you're considering someone else their significant other, then yeah, you might not want to be talking about them so much to all of your friends. Cough. All right, you deserve a small gift. Yeah, I guess that's all it is. You deserve a small gift. Go get yourself a piece of candy there, Group 4. You and your Shinerbach beer. God. You just don't want to see they're hurting you. Oh, God. Okay, I think that's part of the reason why you've been complaining about your person right now, is that you just are having a hard time admitting that your spouse maybe said something or did something that you don't like, and that you're hurt by either their separation, the divorce, the marriage to someone else, whatever your thing is, you just don't want to see it. And I don't want to say that's okay. I think Spirit's just saying to accept that that's what's going on right now and don't take any action from that. I think just learning to get to step 1, that you don't want to see that you're hurt, get to that point, and then start working on your healing process from there. Because again, just because you feel this way towards a person does not mean that's how life's going to work out. And that's why you gotta be willing to make a choice, on how it's going to work out with this person. You're looking for definites, and I want you to understand that you create your definites. All right, nothing in life is guaranteed, and so what you got to keep doing is, if you want to manifest this relationship, keep moving the way that you're moving, and keep being open and attracted to energies that make you feel the same way that you do with this person, because this person's energy is never going to leave you. Okay, but you can still find happiness in spite of, if you know that situation is not going to work out, then, don't let it be a death sentence to you. Because they're still going to love you regardless, but they had to make those choices for their own purposes. And if you love them, if you truly love them, then you're going to accept that and find happiness despite them. And then you'll figure it out, have confidence. Yeah, I know like what I said maybe scared you, but I think right now, like, just really tap into the energy of what's going on between you and this person. I mean, again, I think people underestimate what it truly means to be married to somebody. Like, till death do us part. That is not a light commitment to a person, okay? And so sometimes that means accepting that they're not going to do things the way that you want them to. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to be a person that you don't want them to be sometimes, but you're going to choose them no matter what until you're dead in the ground, and then life restarts again. And I think that what you're going to do is you're going to find out what you need and what you're going to do with your situation. And that's going to give you the resolve to move forward. I think what you should be manifesting right now is a resolution to this conflict between you and this significant other, and being willing to be honest that, like, this person is my spouse. This situation is like this. What am I going to do with it? And then go from there. I think keep it simple. And, if it means you got to grieve it out and then watch them get married to someone else, then fine. But you're going to love them anyway, because if you truly feel that way, then that's something you're willing to, live with, And it's not like you're going to stop loving them regardless if they're married to someone else or not. All right, I'm not going to sit there and tell you that. But what I am going to say is you can still make a life where you have love in it and be married to somebody that can still bring you happiness. Life is not necessarily, a one-way street, okay? And again, that's another thing too, is it's all about our perception and reality too, because maybe the person that you think you're going to marry right now, if you let them go, maybe your true spouse is going to be right around the corner, all right? Because your perception, you're going to let go of something that clearly isn't meant for you because of their choices, and it's going to lead you towards what you need instead. And you're not going to realize you need it until that other option is gone. So, all right, so final cards. We've got the Ace of Swords in reverse, which I feel like you guys are very resistant to being in your heart space. You're kind of overthinking this connection a lot. You've put a lot of thought into it, but it hasn't got you anywhere. And I think that you're just perpetuating more conflict with this person by not letting go of the situation and letting God take care of it. You know, just let God take care of it and it's going to work itself out. The two cards you got here is New Direction and Deception. And I feel like you're deceiving yourselves about what it means to be... God, Tuna. Everyone say hi to Luna, Tuna. I think you're deceiving yourselves on what it means to be in a new direction. And I think that a lot of you, whenever you watch these readings, you assume that it's, oh, well, that just means you move on from this person. Or does that means you just leave all this behind and you say, fuck this significant other thing and I'm never going to get married or blah, 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 whatever you're telling yourself. I feel like, no, I think the new direction is you having a new perspective and view on your situation and viewing your significant other as a person rather than as a people-pleasing asshole. Okay, I don't know why that verbiage came out. I'm sorry. But basically, though, it's kind of like this vibe of, like, you got to just change your perception and that, like, you know, this person isn't trying to hurt you, you know, and they're clearly, again, with that whole dead on the inside, whatever, there's clearly stuff going on that, you know, you don't have control over. And, like, if you're not willing to wait for this person to, you know, either make a change or whatever, then that's not your person, you know, or maybe, you know, God's going to send you something else. Or maybe that is your person, you know, and you just need to, you know, tough it out and it's going to be okay. I think regardless, it's going to be okay and your relationship may change, but you're still going to love each other, you know? And I think you're propping up your own pain and your own story a little bit more than the relationship story, if that makes sense. Like, you know, part of a marriage is about two people coming together and their relationship to each other, all right? And that's their story together, all right? But that doesn't mean because that person is not explicitly in a relationship with you, like especially if you're in this telepathic whatever the fuck, or maybe you're in a situation where you know this person views you as your spouse, but they're choosing someone else. Again, it's still you and his or her story, you know? And, you know, it doesn't mean just because you're living separate lives that you're not connected, that you're not able to access their love, or that it's whatever. It's just that's how the choices landed. So, and I mean, obviously you got to manage your pain and it hurts, but it's also not just about you. And it's about, you know, the two of you together, and it takes two to tango. So, you know, it doesn't mean that just because you're living separate lives that you're not together. You know, and I hope that brings some of you at least a little bit of comfort when you're, you know, currently mourning a relationship that you can't be in, or life not handing you what you need. But the reality is that if you're not together, then you're not together, and that's what you just got to accept right now and let God take care of the rest. And, you know, if you are together, then, you know, this is probably going to pass. I definitely feel it will. So, anyway, those guys, that was a long reading. I appreciate you sticking around. I hope that you gained some insight from it. If you're interested in purchasing a reading, you can contact me on the Facebook or on Instagram. Or, you know, just come back and keep supporting my YouTube channel. That works too. Spread the word to all your friends. Anyways, thank you so much for supporting me, and I will see you all next time. Bye.